All right, what is going on, guys? How are you all doing today? Happy Wednesday. Unfortunately, it's a long work week, unlike last week. So, halfway through the week now instead of it being the end. But we got a lot of people hopping in tonight. Just gonna pop live on TikTok quick. 5 bowling balls announced is what we'll call that stream. But there we go. We are good. What is up, guys? How are y'all doing? We made it to December. We made it to holiday season. All of the razzle and dazzle of the Christmas season. But let's see who's all hanging out right now. We've got Joe being the #1 first chatter of the day. Joe, congratulations. Gold star goes to you for the day. Hope you enjoy that gold star. It'll be in the mail. Probably get to you in like the next 3 to 9 months, somewhere around there. But rather be in a red alert, but this will do. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of talk tonight about the brand new Brunswick danger zones that were announced. We have a lot to talk about with those bowling balls because I've noticed a lot of misinformation being thrown around on ball reviews. Hey, Guardian of the Realm, thanks for the sub. There's been 1.5 million different incorrect things said about the danger zone. I haven't thrown it. Brunswick doesn't send me stuff, but we have to get through a little bit of the wrong stuff that is being said, and it's gonna fall into a video I'm gonna be making this weekend about ball reviews and just straight up bad information being thrown around. But we'll talk about that. But danger zone is gonna be a big topic today. But let us keep going. See who's all hanging out yet. Grumpa hanging out. When the OG Infinity came out, I thought that the purple ice was a strange choice with the navy and red. A whole ball, it looks wild. Yeah, no, so Danger Zone regular solid one came out. That is an all black, just looks like the original from 30 years ago. But then there was a purple ice version. So it's like a very light hue of purple with a silver. Looks really cool, actually. I think it'll be good for a weak bowling ball. Let's keep checking who's hanging in. D-Set, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Very thankful for the positive bowling community. Thanks, man. Heading into league, I have the OG X Factor. How different are they if the OG was in its prime? Oh, the new Next Factor is going to be way different. They are not the same ball at all. It's a different cover, way different core. This one's going to be a heck of a lot more angular. So the other ball that got announced, because it's apparently throwback season, is the Storm Next Factor. It is not a remake, but kind of a remake of the original X Factor, which is hilarious that it came from the innovation team, that it's just a remake of an old ball. We'll get into that one in a little bit too. Luke Rosdahl had some awesome comments about that, but we'll get into that. But Brooks, haven't been able to catch one of these. Brooks, great to have you here. Great to see you in. Pinspired, what's going on? Big Mike, hello. Lefty, what's up? And so it begins from Joe. When we are live, hello, David, Dawn. Don't forget to hit the like button. True Lindy's, welcome. Jack McDougal over on TikTok, being the first chatter over there. Welcome, welcome. What urethane ball should I get for the ban? Urethane isn't banned at all, so if you're not bowling college and you're not bowling professional, just get a purple hammer. It's the best one by a mile. David, how bad did you get hit with the snow? Not terrible, honestly. We got missed a little bit. I think Iowa got peppered more than we did. We got a couple of inches, though. It's held up a little bit outside, but not a crazy amount. So we're actually doing pretty okay. Devin, what is going on? How's your Thanksgiving? It was good. It was a lot of travel. So went to my fiance's family's place on Thursday, hung out there all Thursday, late Thursday, drove up to my parents' place, stayed with them for a couple of days, and then drove back. It's always a tough thing with like when you get out of college and you have those holidays. It's not actually like 4 days off. It's really like a lot of travel and being with family and other people. So you don't really get that like lounge time. And then, of course, today I ended up getting sick. So it was a lose-lose situation because we had one guy who was sick at one of them. So that was a little unfortunate. Brian, what's going on? We all want the bowling intel. New ball carry. It is new ball carry time. We got a lot to talk about all 5 of the newest bowling balls, the final bowling balls of 2025. I'm honestly surprised that we have 5 bowling balls being released before the end of the year. I thought we'd be waiting until January to get more bowling balls, but Storm decided to give us 3 whole days between the Phase 2 Pearl and the Next Factor, which is insane. They must know something we don't with their marketing schemes, because there was a lot of negativity. I haven't seen that much negativity on one of my videos for Storm or from Storm's own posts in a very, very long time. People were not happy that they released a ball within like 3 days of the other one and it being another $200 bowling ball. absolutely nutty. But Sean with a $20 super chat. Sean, thank you so much again for the super chat. How you been? I'm doing well. New S10 slide sole and a slick heel. Didn't take care of the first slide. Timing is all sorts of messed up. Couldn't hit a bride side of the barn. P2P is waiting for you in San Antonio. Nice. Yeah, figuring out your slides is always a really tough thing. Once you figure it out, though, you're pretty much good to go forever. Like, for me, I don't switch my slides all that often, which is really, really nice. Like, I think I'm at, what am I at? I think I'm at an S8, and then the heel, I think it's just the stickiest heel, and I really don't switch from that. I'll switch between a 6 and an 8 depending on where I'm bowling or how slick it is, but overall, once you get that locked in, you're pretty much good to go. You're pretty much set. But let's keep checking out comments. Today, we are going to be talking about everything, anything with the new 5 bowling balls. We have the Storm Next Factor. We have the Brunswick Danger Zone, the Danger Zone Purple Ice. We have the Columbia 300 Street Rally, and then we have the Brunswick Crown 78U, the first urethane ball to come out since the Black Hammer back in March of 24, I believe, or even might have been March of 23. I should really know that, one or the other. It's been a while since we've seen a urethane ball in the market because of the potential bans coming and the past bans that have happened. But we do have a brand new one, which is going to be interesting. I'm curious. I'm pessimistically looking at it because urethane balls with cores have not had a good track record ever. There truly has not been a great one. So it'll be really interesting to see if we actually have one that knocks it out of the park sometime soon. That'll be very, very interesting. But we are going to be doing everything and anything, answering all of your guys' questions as per usual. So if you guys have any questions about anything with the new balls, anything without it, any other bowling or non-bowling topics, please throw them down in the chat. We do have a Jerry Marr sighting over there hanging out in the TikTok chat. Love to see you. Welcome, welcome, Jerry. But let's keep going. And Spareware, thank you for the snow globes. Really appreciate that TikTok gift. Nice and good TikTok gift that I still know nothing about. I don't know TikTok gifts at all. I am not a good TikToker in that realm. Although if I was a good TikToker, I'd have like a link below of like some weird like ladder that you can buy for way too much money. Say, guys, buy now. There's going to be a deal for only 3 more minutes. It's complete side comment. I was watching a stream of a sports game on TikTok. I think it was World Series because I don't have cable. And the guy was trying to push this like projector the entire time. He was like, guys, there's only 3 left. We'll have the deal until there's 3 left and they're gone forever. He went through all 3 and he's like, guys, I just got a call from my guy who stocks these. We have 10 more. It was absolutely hilarious. TikTok culture is wild, but let's start getting into some comments. Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? Good to see you. Question, where does the Next Factor end up in a bowling ball arsenal? So the Next Factor has been all over the place in terms of its ball reviews. We had Virtue Bowling Supply accidentally drop their review early, and they were saying it's like around a Brunswick Combat and above a Rockstar Amp. But then we see Chris Barnes, we see Josh Tajiri, we see all the other guys, and they're saying, no, this ball is weaker. I think Josh Tajiri had it best. He has it like right where the Gremlin is. So it's definitely going to be a medium and sharp bowling ball. And it seems like it's going to be a quicker version of the Gremlin is really where it looks like it's going to fit because it still has that big asymmetrical core, even if it's a high RG. Still wants to flare a lot, and that's going to want to make it pick up sooner, even with the weak cover. So I think TLDR, it's going to be medium sharp. Oh, and we have a Victor Cortez sighting. Hello, hello. Don't you have league tonight, man? I forget your league nights. I barely know my league nights. I don't know how I know your league nights better than mine. But Matthew over on YouTube tried a mystery ball out. You got a hammerhead and a zigzag solid. Thinking of selling the zigzag, going for the Zero Mercy to replace your Ion Max. Yeah, that's an okay play. Oh, you've got the late league tonight. Ah, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, the zigzag was more missed than hit. That one wasn't really well liked. I'm surprised it's still in production, honestly. But yeah, the hammerhead's a good pull. So yeah, you probably won't get your money back for that zigzag because it's just not a ball that sells very well compared to the Zero Mercy, but you can try it out, see what happens. Hey, Turtle Guy, I'm so nervous about the Crown 78. The core seems way too strong. I think it's going to be really intriguing to see the IQ 78 versus the Crown 78. Brunswick is pretty much just trying to like say we are going to dominate the urethane game if you like it or not. And if this Crown 78 is good, they could. That'd be huge, but there has really not been a urethane ball with a big core in it that has ever done well. The Widow urethane is probably the closest thing we got. We had the hot cell from Storm. That was hot garbage. We had a ton of other core ones back around that like 2015 to 2020 time when everyone was trying to make the latest and greatest urethane. So yeah, that's why I'm very pessimistic on it. I don't think it'll be great, but I'll be curious to see. The ball reviews, as we've seen with every Brunswick thing right now, they're gonna say it is the greatest urethane ball ever created. The Purple Hammer's got nothing on it, just like when the new 2.0 came out a couple weeks ago. That was the greatest urethane-like ball ever made, and the Purple Hammer has nothing on that. It's the same story every time. We're gonna have to see though when the tour season starts and some pros actually get their hands on it to see where that thing actually fits. Most of us don't bowl on much where urethane's needed. So that's going to be when we actually have situations where urethane is a mandatory thing to throw. That's when we're going to be able to see how good that ball truly, truly is. But right now, hold everything with a grain of salt because you're going to see a lot of hype and a lot of mumbo jumbo garbage on this is the greatest thing ever created. Just like the Shadow Tank, just like the new 2.0, just like the new blue. It's a very common trend. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually does once all of this buy my bowling balls, please, goes away, which is going to get us into the danger zone as well. Because that ball is getting very incorrectly pushed. G. Bryant pre-ordering my danger zone. Yeah, that ball is going to sell like hotcakes solely because of the throwback. That's going to be huge. Alec bowling your first short oil pattern, Tank Rampage, Jackal Ambush, Lethal, Primal Shock, Hysteria, and Primal Rage. No, that's perfect. You don't need a weak and sharp ball on short usually. Matthew tried the mystery ball. We hit that. Nick, could you suggest 2 options for each category for a 3-ball arsenal for a high-speed dominant league bowler? These questions are always hard when you guys say like, pick like any ball in these categories. Cause there's literally 120 bowling balls on the market. 2 options from each category for a 3-ball arsenal. Strong Smooth, Ion Max, Zero Mercy, Strong Sharp, Evoke Hysteria, Equinox, Black Widow Mania, Medium Smooth, Hammerhead, Phase 2, Rockstar, Primal Shock. A lot of different options. You want to stick on that upper half though. Jim Cushman, happy Thanksgiving. Don, Black Widow 3.0, Black Widow Mania, Hazmat Solid, and Bubblegum Vibe tonight. Nice. Jay Salas, which ball cleaner to use? I use Tack Up. I use Tack Up at our pro shop. I don't really clean my stuff because I just resurface it. Perks of working at a pro shop is I just put new surface on it whenever I need to clean it up in any way. But Tack Up is my favorite. Xander, what's going on? Alien Drummer, what's going on? I have a DNA coil gifted to me. How should I lay it out? You're a 2-hander bowling in multiple houses. You probably want to go pretty basic, like a 5x4x4 should be plenty for you. Thank you for all the bowling information. Absolutely. Melts, what's going on? And G. Bryant with here we go. Danger Zone question. This will be fun. If I got the Danger Zone Pearl, would I need the Phase 2 Pearl? Is the Danger Zone Pearl weaker than the Phase 2 Pearl? This will get us right into it. So, every ball review I've seen of the Danger Zone so far, they've said words like, this is a benchmark. They've said words like, this isn't the strongest of the strong, but it's still up there. There's been a lot of misinformation. The Danger Zones are vibes. Flat out. They are hammer vibes. They are Brunswick's version of the Vibe series. They are the lowest end bowling ball you can find. They are similar to a Roto-Grip Hustle, probably about a half step above or 1 step above the Hustle, but these are both weak bowling balls. They're going to be in the weak smooth and the weak sharp category. So unfortunately, ball reviewers have really tried to push that these are like $200 bowling balls, but they're retailing at $120 because Brunswick's nice. No, these are low-end bowling balls. The cover stock they have on it, that power coil, is really, really weak. Now, the ball reviews you're seeing, like on a house shot, it's probably going to look good because a house shot doesn't have much volume. You're seeing guys with a higher rev rate, so that's just going to be how it is. QUGM, thank you for the resub over on Twitch. Appreciate it. What do you think about the Infinity for a high school bowler? We'll get into that one in just a second, but remember, the Danger Zones are the lowest end reactive bowling ball you can get that are not twists, that are not raws, that are not surges. They are going to be that low end bowling ball, hence why they're $120. So, going to that question, is the Danger Zone Pearl weaker than the Phase 2 Pearl? Yes, by a good margin. It's going to be much, much weaker than a Phase 2 Pearl because they're all going to be in that weak category. So we're going to talk about that one a couple of times because I want to make sure that the general bowling audience knows it. I made a post on YouTube. I made a post on Facebook because I'm worried that there's going to be a lot of misinformation that these balls are like super strong or anything like that. When in reality, it's like, no. Please do not think that they're strong. You're going to be severely disappointed. They are low-end bowling balls. They are very low-end bowling balls, which is why Brunswick wants to make a danger zone line. They're going to make that their vibe line. They're going to put out a lot of danger zones, probably just come out with old colorways, keep shiny solids and shiny pearls, maybe throw a hybrid in there once in a while, kind of like what you see with the hustles, with the vibes, things like that. But, there we go. Got through all of that, which was good. Well, let's see. Let's check out Jordan over on TikTok. I just saw a TikTok of the Ion Max Pearl, and it looked insane. Yeah, the Ion Max Pearl has been approved for quite a while. No news on if it's going to be stateside or overseas. There really hasn't been much. All we know about right now is the Next Factor that's coming out in a couple of weeks, but we aren't sure. Let's see. Yep, another Ion Max Pearl comment. A lot of people are already excited for that ball. Interesting. It makes sense. I think more people, like people who don't know the X Factor series, like me, for example, I was 10 years old or 9 years old when that ball came out. We don't know much about the X Factor, so that Ion Max Pearl is probably going to be a little bigger hit with a current crowd. WX3, seeing the urethane rules don't affect the high school level. Should I keep my double cross? If you like your double cross, absolutely. That's definitely an option. It's up to you. I don't know if you need urethane in high school. It depends where you bowl, what state you're in. Some places high school is on a house shot. Some places it's on a sport shot. If you're on a house shot, you probably don't need it much. Blake, can I ask for a ball rec? Yeah, absolutely, Blake. Shoot him away. Cinnamon, I'm getting my Equinox solid tomorrow. 4 3/4, 4 3/4, 4 1/4 for speed dominant. Yeah, for speed dominant, that's a really good play. I like that a lot. Freddie Montclair, my teammate got a Zero Mercy solid. It's been great for him game 1 at our heavy oil league. That is where that ball's going to excel. It's going to excel on heavy oil, on the fresh. Anything outside of that, it's not going to be that great. That's what a lot of people have noticed. I've heard a couple people that have been burned by that. They thought, well, the Zero Mercy doesn't hook for me. Why is that? Well, it doesn't hook because it's hooking too early. The ball is way too strong. So you bought the wrong ball then. So be aware of that before you go buy your Zero Mercy, that is maximum strength level of a ball. That is the earliest a bowling ball will hook. Like just flat out period. It is going to hook earlier than everything else on the market. Be prepared for that if you're going to go buy it. Jeff, isn't this a second re-release? Yes, this is the re-release. I always have to make sure I get it right because the Danger Zone was re-released about 10 years ago for the 20-year anniversary, and now it's being re-released for the 30-year anniversary. I assume in 2036, we're going to see a similar thing happen. Probably. Jamie, I know you like the Deviate Hybrid as a medium smooth option. What about the solid version, Deviate Hybrid? Heckler Hybrid, I'm guessing you're saying? If it's a Heckler Hybrid, yeah, it looks good. Deviate Heckler is definitely strong smooth. The Deviate Heckler Hybrid is strong sharp. You're talking about the Troublemakers? Yeah, the Troublemaker solid is mediums. Hey, tall bowling club in the house. Let's go. Xander, I have the RST Hyperdrive and regular Origin. You might want to get a symmetrical ball. 2 big ASIMs there, which is awesome. So I'd go something symmetrical. Phase 2 Pearl, Rockstar Amped, something like that. Andy Reed, what's your opinion on throwing a mixed weight arsenal? I personally hate throwing multiple weights. I think it messes with your timing a little bit too much. Yes, a couple of professionals do it with their urethane bowling balls because black hammers and purple hammers have higher differential and they flare more in the higher weights, but they're professionals. Us amateurs, us mortals in the bowling world, I don't think it's a good idea because your timing is going to get out of whack. Your timing is a very, very touchy thing in the world of bowling. And if you mess with it even a little bit, that can cause you from actually hitting your spot to being pulling it or pushing it or dropping it or lofting it or doing a bunch of wonky things. So whenever I see people like switch weights, it generally takes a couple of shots before you're used to that weight. So if you're switching around all the time, it can cause a lot of issues. It's something I really, really don't recommend. Let's see. Clark Marrier. The Gremlin seems more like an OG X Factor than the Next Factor. My Gremlin rolls like how my remember my X Factor doing. Yeah. And honestly, the Next Factor is pretty close to it, is the way it seems from a couple of ball reviews. Like the Gremlin and Next Factor are pretty much on top of each other. So that's something to keep in mind during it. Cushman question. 1K surface on a Widow Toxin. Crosses a lane, hits the pocket, makes the pins fall. While same line, Hustle Glow is revving up and obliterating the pins. What's happening? Hustle Glow is holding up more, it's probably more angular and hooking later for you. So that Widow Toxin is probably burning a lot of energy in the middle part of the lane and the early part of the lane, but it's still making it back to the pocket. Where the Hustle Glow is just pushing further down lane and going more sideways. On a house shot, a lot of the time, you are going to see things that are very different striking from the same spot. So I made a video a while ago of ball motion. I had like the Jackalonics Phase 2. I had my Max Thrill Hybrid, a High Road 40. And I struck throw in the same part of the lane with all 6 bowling balls because it was a house shot. House shots are meant to be easier. That can sometimes happen. But in the situations where it matters, you're going to see that Black Widow Toxin hooking probably too early, or you're going to see the Hustle Glow hooking too late. Grumpa, LaShawn and I are very excited for you and your fiance. Wishing you both a wonderful marriage. Thank you so much, Grumpa. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Alien Drummer, DNA Coil, Rockstar, Crown Vic, a good league arsenal. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mark over on Facebook. What is going on? Good evening from snowy Cleveland. Haha. You guys are getting what we got a couple of days ago. Enjoy. It was a great time. Aaron Gull over on Twitch. Do you think they rushed to the next factor? Maybe they have low confidence in the other pearls. I honestly don't know. I would love to have a conversation with Storm about this one, why they released this one when they did. I'm guessing they wanted this ball to get out before Christmas. Like, you can't really release anything that Christmas week, I'm guessing is their thought. And they wanted to sneak in a release to be like the next big thing when people are buying stuff for Christmas, like last second. Because most people buy Christmas stuff on that, like within 1 week of Christmas time. I'm guessing they wanted to jump the gun on that and probably also knew Brunswick was releasing stuff at the same time. But it is very odd. I'm not a fan of the very quick turnaround between here's the Phase 2 Pearl announcement. Oh yeah, hold on, forget that ball. We have the next factor now because the Phase 2 Pearl is really good. It has insanely high reviews from everybody. It is living up to the hype. Similar to how the Viking is a good ball, but nobody remembers it happened. I own one and I forget about the ball already. Or the Rockstar Amped. Everyone's forgetting about that one because, well, the Phase 2 Pearl took its spot. Well, the Rockstar Amped is probably the best Pearl ball on the market right now. Top 5 Pearl ball on the market right now. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like that they had such a short turnaround. I would have loved at least 1 week of time for the Phase 2 Pearl to breathe a little bit, but something in their marketing must have showed, well, if we release it a couple days later, our sales won't really be hurt. So I don't know, man. I don't understand the marketing side. I have my gripes about it, but they know something that we don't. They're better in the marketing side than I am. So I don't know. Drink of the day, by the way, is Liquid Death. I bought a 12-pack of these for Black Friday sales. It's just sparkling water. Honestly, really good. Really good for you, too, it seems like, which is pretty sweet. Big Mike, apparently the next factor is getting not excited reviews so far. It's also amazingly smooth for a Pearl. The word so far has been unique. Yeah, I saw a couple guys trying to hype it a lot, and I know Stu Williams really likes his so far, and him and Barnes don't really hype things up. So that's been good to see. However, yeah, I think a lot of people really aren't liking it and aren't really knowing where it fits because you see an ASIM, so you're thinking, oh, it's got to fit top of the bag. But I think the issue is a lot of people in the world don't really need this kind of reaction where they have symmetrical pearls that do the same thing. So I don't know. I'll be very curious to see how this next factor does. I don't know if it was a good idea to kickstart this innovation series with this, because if you guys remember the level, that was kickstarting the lab series. The lab series it vanished. It never, I haven't seen anything of the lab series since the level or heard anything. And now the innovation side, if this next factor doesn't do well, like, why would anyone want another innovation ball? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. All right, let me check over on the TikTok side. Spency, bowling with a Phase 2. Two-handed, looking for something new but similar. Rockstar is going to be very close to it if you want something that close to it. Ribbons, I have a 3.0 Widow, Sublime Focus, Tropical Surge, and T-Zone. ChatGPT said get an Ion Max, and I don't know, Venom Shock. No, do not do that. Don't listen to AI right now about picking your next bowling ball. There just isn't enough information on the internet for it to pick correctly. Let's see. I want to see that comment. Brad Miller was hyping the next factor today as well. Brad Miller also said that the Ion Pro Solid is the strongest ball on the market at one point. So I wouldn't really trust those guys with with I wouldn't trust Brad and Kyle with bowling ball news. They haven't been the most accurate in the world about that kind of stuff. So they throw it amazing. Don't get me wrong. Just their knowledge level on that kind of stuff isn't the best. But overall, I would recommend pearl balls ribbons. You don't have any pearls in your arsenal, so get some strong sharp or medium sharp. Justin, can you explain strong sharp versus strong smooth? Yeah, the strong sharp category is generally asymmetrical pearl balls. So they're going to want to hook earlier in the oil, but they're still going to be quick down lane. Strong smooth are going to want to be early in the oil, but smooth, like slow down lane. So the smooth ones you'll play a little bit straighter with. They're not going to hockey stick on you. The sharp ones you'll have to play a little bit deeper on the lane. Tim Landrum, thumb out bowler. What do you think of the Heckler Hybrid? Heckler Hybrid looks really good. It's just going to be ignored like no other. Everyone bought the Zero Mercies. Nobody bought the Heckler Hybrids, which was unsurprising. But I think it's really good for two-hand and no-thumb bowlers. It's quick. It's stronger, but it's very quick down lane, which is interesting. Oswaldo, anything else I can do to bring back ball motion? Already did the detox and back-to-box service. That's about the most you can do before you get a new ball, unfortunately. Jamie meant the Verge. I did not see your comment, Jamie, if you can throw it in again. Spency, we hit. Jay, I'm having a Troublemaker Solid and a new 2.0. What should I get next as a two-hander? You definitely need a Pearl Ball. You need a Pearl Ball coming up next. So it's always good to have a mix of solids and pearls. So something like a, Heckler Hybrid technically is a shiny ball, GB5 Pearl, things like that. Weeko's Entertainment, what's going on? Drilled myself a Ricochet Return. Very pretty and rolls nice. Awesome, good. Brandon Cook, excited about the next factor. There you go. JP, Phase 2 Pearl sold itself. As a pro shop worker, I sold out in one day. Oh, dude, it was insane. Yeah, everybody, like, demolished Phase 2 Pearls. I saw so many of them sell so quickly. I mean, the Phase 2 is arguably the best-selling ball of the last 10 years. It's still in top 10 sales for Storm every single year. It's just that good. So putting a Phase 2 Pearl and it being actually good, not like the Phase AI, huge. I think a lot of people are pretty anti-AI cores because you're seeing Storm release more and more and more non-AI cores, which is interesting. I'm happy about it. I don't like the AI core much. It hasn't rolled well for me in the past. I like the non-AI core stuff a little bit better. A Maui G Fuel for life. Absolutely. Use code ZVL Bowling for 20% off at G Fuel. And let's see. Big Mike, we got RJ Nolasco, why weren't you in Storm Send list for the X Factor? I have no idea. I have a message out to them wondering why I didn't get mine. I didn't work the deal with Storm. That was through bowling.com. They worked out a deal with Storm where I would get a couple of releases, but Storm must have thought it was a temporary thing, or I said something wrong in one of the reviews that they didn't like. I don't know. I have a couple messages out, so I'm just waiting to hear back what all happened there, but yeah, unfortunately, you won't be seeing a Next Factor video from me at all. I won't be throwing it. And I'm not going to buy one myself. I have way too many bowling balls in that category, so there's really no reason. I did just buy a Super Cuda Power Core Pearl, though. Kind of excited about it. It was supposed to be here today, so I got to check my shipping to see where it is. Yofo, since strong and weak describes early versus late, is there a measure on how much a ball hooks when it sees friction? That's the sharp versus smooth. So if it's smooth, it's not going to hook much on friction. If it's sharp, it's going to hook a lot on friction. Who the heck still has cable? Exactly, man. Exactly. Nobody has cable. It's 2025. We all just spend the same amount of money on streaming services. It's so much better. Let's see. We have Tori Casey. Watch Hicklin's review of the X Factor. Didn't look good at all. No, it's not going to be a lefty ball. That's, I think, a big thing with a lot of the balls coming out. Like, Hickland is a lefty. We have to remember that. And lefties versus righties play very different games when it comes to bowling. A lot of that super quick stuff, lefties don't need ever. They need just smooth and slow stuff. That's why you're going to see him like things like the Alert. He probably loved that Zero Mercy Solid. He's going to like a lot of those slow ball reactions because then he can play a little bit straighter, where a lot of the righties might like that Next Factor a little bit better. Skate, my Phantom was amazing. Ooh, old Phantom. Wow. Not your average bowler. Congrats on the engagement. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. K-Brew, what is going on over on Twitch? Good to see you, man. Love to have you here. To Joe, my Pink Widow slaps, but it's definitely not traditional. It's missing an Infinity Stone or two. Oh, absolutely. My Pink Widow slaps for like 12 frames. The minute that 13th frame hits, that ball sucks. And I've gotten caught by it so many times at tournaments. I'll pop off on a 2-to-1 pattern, shooting like 250. It's like, man, I'm killing this right now. And then I go to the next pair and it's burnt a little bit more and that ball sucks. It hooks super early and just is gross. So yeah, you got to find the right situations for bowling for the core urethane balls. Endok, one-handed, speed dominant, Criterion or radical outer limits. Go Criterion. A lot more people like that Criterion. It's a little more consistent for people. G. Bryant, Global had the vintage urethane, which is okay. Yeah, that was an overseas one. I haven't really seen it go down the lane much. But again, that's generally the reaction that people have with the urethanes with cores is like, it was okay. You never really see like, this is the best thing ever because nobody can mimic the purple hammer. Nobody can mimic a pitch black with those cores in them. Tori, seen several reviews on the Danger Zone. People seem to really like it. The problem is what I've noticed with the bowling ball market. We've had a lot. I think One-Handed Bowler had a video go out about it a couple days ago. He's a guy who's been blowing up lately with just these like story time monologue type videos. And looking at the comments is that people hate ball reviews right now because they are so bad and so they're a sponsored advertisement. Sweep the rack said it best. Every ball review I've seen of the Danger Zone and the Danger Zone Pearl has not given information at all. They have not told any info. And if they do, they tell the wrong info. That's when they're like, it's a benchmark ball. It's this. It's like, no, it's not. There's no comparisons going on. There's no nothing. And I'm a couch quarterback with all these armchair quarterback because I'm not the one doing a lot of these reviews. The only things I've reviewed are Storm equipment that I get early. I'm not on Brunswick or Motive's list unless you want me to be Brunswick and Motive. But it's just unfortunate because like they all love it. They all adore it. However, they haven't disliked a ball. Those same reviewers have not disliked a ball or even given information of who it fits for. They're just like, buy 3 of these. I think one of my favorite things I saw, I posted on my Discord a couple of days ago, kind of cheekily, but there is a staffer, a Storm staffer that I follow or that I'm friends with on Facebook, and they posted buy 12 of these bowling balls, and they went through this massive list. It's like, bro, no. Do not buy more than one of the same ball. This isn't even giving information. It's just like this ball slaps, strikes all the time, buy a bunch of them. And that's pretty much ball reviews in a nutshell right now. Like all the people who've thrown it are like, this ball's the best. Buy a bunch of them. It's going to get you 300s for days. It's going to wash your car for you. It's going to do the dishes when you're done striking with it. It's going to go and like turn the TV channel, make you some popcorn. It's the best thing ever. And like, that's not it, Chief. That is not it. Anyways, rant over for a second. I'll probably rant again on it because that's kind of been like the thing my little brain has been stuck on is how bad like the Stafford culture and ball reviews have gotten lately. Just zero information actually being told to the public, which is crazy. Which is where like I have to come in, not even throwing the bowling balls and try to give you guys the right info of like, no, don't do that. It's not right. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Engine, is it worth to switch my Edge Red Urethane for the Crown 78? That is an oldie. That's up to you. Urethanes don't really die because urethane covers don't absorb oil. So that's really up to you if you don't think it's reacting well. The Crown 78 probably isn't the most needed thing in the world. Ton, you're being the old man yelling that the sky is falling. No, bowling is stupid in that regard. That's what it is. There are very few other industries where you just have the same group of like 10 people selling stuff, not giving you info about it, just saying it's the latest and greatest. Like, it's like, even if you have like an iPhone, like there's awesome lists of here are the differences to show if you really want this or what you're going to get. Where bowling, you've just got the same guy saying this is the greatest thing ever. What does it do? I don't know. It strikes. Like, no, they're garbage. Absolute doo-doo. K-Brew, thinking of leaving my fully motive arsenal and adding a phase 2 or Rockstar or a Cove. Shock just looks too back-endy. Oh, interesting. I'd go phase 2 then. That one's a lot smoother than a Venom Shock right now. I think that could be a good play. I always like if I go on rants to see like I have my viewer numbers up to see if there's a tank, then I know if like it's something that isn't a good public opinion or not. But I think we're good. A lot of people stayed. Parts guy, I'm looking to replace my hazmat solid. Do you recommend the Hammerhead GB5 or something else? Oh, both are gonna be good. They all kind of do very similar things. Like Hazmat Solid and GB5 are nearly identical, and I never saw a Hammerhead versus Hazmat Solid review, but they're very close as well. I think the Hammerhead was a little quicker. So if you're just replacing to get a same reaction, any of those will be fine. And a lot of them are pretty cheap right now, which is good. Show, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Thanks as always. Absolutely. I got to scroll a little bit. I'm a little behind on comments. Sorry. Professor Turtle Guy talking about your favorite ball cleaner. Remind me I need to clean mine. There you go. David, no Arctic vibe on the Brunswick tart, but a danger zone ice that is silver purple. Yes, seems logical. The Arctic vibe is on the way out. From what I've heard, no. From what I've heard, the Arctic vibe is still on the market, but it's odd. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Brunswick actually released a categorization chart to all pro shops. I'll have a video on that one within the next like 1 to 2 weeks, showcasing it for you guys and actually giving you versions that you can see as customers. I did confirm with someone high up at Brunswick that that's a-okay to do. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not breaking anything. But there is a full categorization chart that they made. Really, really good chart. Like massive kudos to Brunswick. That's been one of my biggest like pain points with them for quite a while, is just not having a way to check bowling balls. But now we will have one, which is super cool. But yeah, there's a lot of bowling balls that were missing on that list. So I'm a little curious if they're going to be discontinued in the next couple of weeks, if they just ignored a couple because they have so many bowling balls. I don't really know, but it's going to be interesting to see. Hey, Gun Haas, ZVL Bowling, my goat. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks. Ribs, we hit, I think. Yeah, we hit that one. Brennan Yound, what's going on, man? Trying to build a 3-ball arsenal. Thinking of getting an attention star. Is that a good option for rev dominant house shot? Yes, 100%. That ball's awesome. Yofo, what's the GOAT ball of the year for strong, sharp, and strong, smooth? I'll have videos on that coming up. I honestly don't know. I need to look through all the bowling balls that released this year, but that's a good time to say, people on the YouTube side, you probably noticed a little link in the description, hopefully, that said vote here. Well, we have a video coming out tomorrow about this, so make sure you go watch that video. Please watch it after this so that it doesn't completely poop the bed, because I want a lot of people to see it. We are hosting on the ZVL channel the 2025 Bowling Ball Award Show. This is going to be a full award show, just like the Grammys, like the Oscars, but a lot less money put into it. That we are hosting on the channel. Bowling has never really had something like that. So we are going to host our very own Bowling Ball Award Show. What we are going to do is we have, I think, 9 total categories, and we have nominees in every category. And I need you guys to vote on what ball or balls you think should win in all the categories. Some of the options are like best asymmetrical ball, best symmetrical ball, best bang for your buck, most memeable ball, best sleeper ball, best looking ball, a lot of other categories like that. But most importantly, there is a ball of the year, open field category. You can put whatever bowling ball you want from 2025 in that list. I want to get as many votes as we can in there. I have a Google form link in my YouTube description and on my link tree that you can see on every other platform that we have. I would love, my goal, which is probably going to be impossible, and I'd love to see 10,000 votes in that guy. So I'd love if you guys could show that to your league teammates, to anyone who cares about bowling balls, to your social media pages, whatever it may be. I will have full posts coming out tomorrow with more info. But if you guys can use that link to go vote, would be really appreciated, especially if you're on desktop. It should be fairly easy. You can keep this up at the same time. But that is something we're going to be hosting in a couple of weeks. We're going to host that on the 17th of December. So we have 2 full weeks of voting before we are going to go live with those awards. So in 2 weeks, our live stream is going to be the Bowling Ball Award Show. So it'd be really fun. I'm really excited. I'm trying to go all out for it. It's something we've never done in bowling, hoping this is the first step in that realm. And then we can have maybe some guests on next year. Maybe we can have a little more like razzle dazzle going on, things like that. I'll mention a couple times throughout this, but I'd really appreciate if you guys can go vote in that. That'd be awesome. But let me get back to it. I need to take a sip of water after that long talk. As I say that, it's actually liquid death. That's totally close. Still really good. Bowling with Brooks, meme ball of the year has to be the limited edition Belmo. Oh yeah, the identity is on there. Don't worry about that. Yes, the identity is on most memeable ball. I believe the nominees are Evil Eye, Torpedo Direct Hit, the Motive Ascend, the Identity, and the Level. I think are the 5 bowling balls that are on that list. Brennan was going to replace the Black Venom with either Rockstar Phase 2. Good call. Greg, what is going on? Sprigga, just want to say thanks for helping me round out my bag. Bowling has changed so much since I was bowling seriously. I want to keep buying different balls now. That's a-okay. That's kind of what you get into with bowling. Is it's so cool to see all the differences of like equipment, and it's all purchasable. It's not like golf clubs where you buy your set and you use those for a couple of years. Bowling balls, you can have a lot of them because they all do different things. Like you're buying the individual golf club to round out your bag, which is really fun. It's really, really fun. Jake Bosma, no dark side. No, the dark side, I think I put the dark side somewhere on there, I think. I don't know what exactly. Den, best ball of the year, Anger was released 9 days too early. It was, yes. Let's see. Crazy White Dude. Something less smooth, but later than the C300 Pulse. That's where like the Hammerhead fits if you want another solid ball. No doubt solid, otherwise would be a step down as well. Gabriel, what's going on? What should I expect from my Crown Victory? Weak and very angular. Weak and angular. All right, let's check up over here. Mets fan for life. Do I really want the next factor? I honestly don't need it. I do like the colors. That's up to you, man. If you want to, it's going to be medium and sharp is where it's going to fit. It's $200, which is another like oof in there. Like if you want a Pearl ball, the Phase 2 Pearl is $170. The Rockstar Amped is $170. The next factor is $200, which is a lot of money. Now, I said the same thing when the Ion Pros came out, and those are some of the best bowling balls of the last 2 years for Storm. So maybe it's going to be a GOAT. I don't know. It is very pricey, though. Legend of Josh. What can you tell me, if anything, about the Motive Steel Forge? It is a super, super strong symmetrical pearl ball. Wants to hook pretty early. A little more angular than a lot of other Motive equipment. Overall, staffers and Motive bowlers together love that bowling ball. They are in love with that thing. It is actually up for best symmetrical ball from the Motive side on our award show. So that ball's, yeah, people really like. Mets fan, if you want a strong pearl, try and see if a pro shop has a physics blackout or a tension star. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those are both discontinued, but you can probably still find physics. Harry just finished my first game of school play between 116 to 153. How's that? That's not bad. Oh, bold 116, 153. Yeah, for your first game, that's fine. That's awesome. Ball of the year should be the Ion Pro Solid. That is up for ball. That is what I would have as a top 3 ball of the year personally. If I was voting, that would be one of my options for that category. That is going to be up for best asymmetrical ball too. IT Ion Max Pearl leaked. Covering the Ion Max Pearl again, that was a ball that was on the USB-C approved list like maybe a month or 2 ago, but there's been no news of like, is it coming stateside? Is it releasing? Like, when is it releasing? If it is, there's very little information out there about that ball right now. Greg, do I get rid of the Summit Ascent and get a Phase 2 or get rid of the Peak since I have the Hyperdrive Pearl? Yeah, you probably don't need the Peak if you have the Hyperdrive Pearl, but I don't know if a Phase 2 is going to be a much stronger and slower version of the Summit Ascent. Hey, Dave made it. Welcome, welcome, Dave. Don's Bowling just got the Effect, the Hater, the 3D Offset, and the Hazmat Pearl. That makes 102 bowling balls. That's a lot of bowling balls. You probably have the most in the chat right now, so congratulations. Dave, the next factor looks exactly like a Stinger version of my Typhoon. Yeah, it's pretty much a ball, like 2 steps up from a Typhoon, similar ball motion. Jonah, I've been told that the Phase 2 Pearl wouldn't be good for me. I need something that hooks a lot, but people tell me so many things. I'm two-handed and you were told that. I mean, the problem when that's one of the hard things with bowling and just any hobby is there's just a lot of people who are going to give you their opinion on things. So it sounds like you're going to be getting a lot of mixed opinions usually, which is unfortunate. So Jonah, what do you have right now that we can help fill it? Don, remember what I said about the Ion Pro? Next factor will be 2. Don, you said the Infinity Quest was ball of the year at a minute. You've said every ball for the last like 20 releases has been incredible, and then you plug it 5 games later, man. You can't be giving us that. I expect that you'll have the next factor on our plug bench by January 15th. Matthew, how do you know when a ball just doesn't work for you? Got a Rockstar a couple of months ago, it just doesn't work like I thought it would. I mean, that's exactly it. It's really a feel thing. It's more of a vibe check than anything if it's working well for you or not. If you're not liking it, then it's probably not a match for you. It might be the layout, it might be the ball, it might be a combo of things. Tarzan the Great. I love that. I buy and drill a new 2.0, trying to get used to urethane, slowly phasing itself out. And then the Crown 78 gets announced. I'm going to wait and see what the rest of the Lefty crowd says. I'd recommend avoiding the Crown 78 for a little bit. I think that, just like the Shadow Tank, is a ball we should all like pump our brakes on. See what others think about it first. I don't think we want to be the guinea pigs in that, because the urethane and urethane-like market is very high risk, high reward. There's a chance that that ball is going to be really good, or there's a chance that ball is going to be completely doo-doo and it's going to be discontinued in 5 months, or it's going to be there, but it's never going to be thrown. So that's something we always have to be aware of as the consumers. Like, I don't know if we want to be the guinea pigs. And so I think waiting a little bit, watching like actual people on patterns where urethane is a necessity to see how it does, or is it going to act like the IQ 78 and it's just not up to snuff? That's going to be the interesting piece. K-Brew, Liquid Death slaps. Have you tried the new Liquid Death energy drinks? No, but I need to find them. I do need to find those. Gabriel, did you try the Winter Wonderland Alani? I did. I actually went to Costco over the weekend. I don't have a Costco near me, but my parents do. So I went there and bought there were 18 packs, 18 packs of Alani, and one of them has Winter Wonderland. Brian, any SPI solids coming? Not that I know of. They've had about 5. I think we've had 5 shiny releases over the last couple of months. We haven't had a solid since the Equinox solid. I honestly don't know. It's going to be tough. The big thing with Storm that's hard is the Ion Max is awesome. The Ion Pro is awesome. The Phase 2 is awesome. The Rockstar is great. The IQ Tour is awesome. Like, they have a lot of solids that just can't leave the lineup, so they can't really fit things around it. When they try, they make like a Cove, which is cool, but not well liked by people. Sadan, okay, Mr. Ember, bet I womp your team with it Sunday. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Grumpa, I really like testing the Phase 2 Pearl. LaShawn liked the Rockstar Amped. I like the Criterion Inverse. X in the Pit said the Inverse died down after several games. Heard anything? No, because very few people have actually thrown that ball. But I mean, X in the Pit, usually with how the public opinion is, a lot of bowling balls for them, if they really like something, it's going to be kind of mid and discontinued quickly. Cypher Pearl is a good example. I haven't seen much of the ball, honestly, at all. I think too many things really like overshadowed it, so I'm not really sure. Andy Reid, tinfoil hat here. Perhaps the Innovate series is a replacement for the Lab series. Probably a rebrand on it, because they were 0 for 1 on the level. I mean, the level is made fun of by a lot of people. So I think that's, yeah, I had assumed the Innovate, because the Innovate line and like Hank Boomershine's team, I think it's just other workers there, are kind of taking that over. So that would make sense. So I think if we see the Next Factor do well, we'll have a lot more Innovate bowling balls. But if not, they'll just kind of pull that tag away and just release it as a regular release. Bowling with Brooks, finally someone calls out Brad and Kyle. Yeah, honestly, and it's hard because like they are one of the biggest guys. They're incredible. Their vlogs are amazing. They're insanely talented bowlers. Just their knowledge of new bowling balls isn't great, and they sometimes veer people in the wrong direction. I think the Ion Pro, I've noticed it for a couple years, like even before the channel, when I was watching them, they'd put out a review and be like, wait a minute, that's not what these guys all said at all. It's like polar opposite. What's going on? And then I think that Ion Pro Solid really got me, where it's like, come on, guys, this is like a weaker bowling ball, even though it's an ASIM. So I didn't watch his Next Factor video yet. I've watched most of the others. I haven't watched his yet. Heckler Hybrid's going to make a great $110 ball in 6 months. Yeah. Mark, AI sucks at bowling ball selection. Have to continue to remind it to stay current. Oh, I know, 100%. I mean, I saw there was a AI article that I read a couple months ago about bowling balls, and it was grabbing stuff from like 2017. There isn't enough information, like written down information about bowling balls for it to actually grab back the right information, because that's how AI works. Andy, wait, call out Brad and Kyle. Oh yeah, calling them out just for their ball reviews, and their sometimes their new bowling ball videos aren't ideal. Aaron, they're all ASIM pearls. They seem similar, but I'm not exactly the same based on ball reaction. What are you wanting with those, Aaron? Trying to do some research based on ball motions. Oh God, the difference between a lot of them. Vibo, DNA Coil, Attention Star, Equinox, Infinite Physics. Infinite Physics is the earliest and smoothest. Attention Star is the latest and quickest. DNA Coil, Vibo, Equinox are in between. Parts guy, I'm looking to replace my hazmat solid. Do you recommend the hammerhead? Oh, we hit that one. Let's talk about over here. Jay's Breeze. What's a good cheap strong ball? One of the better bang for your buck balls right now is the Outer Limit Solid. Super strong, but only like 150 bucks. Otherwise, you're going to want stuff that's on sale. There's a lot of stuff on sale right now. Check out our Copper Drop series, and that'll help you pick some good stuff out. Catch up over here. Hey, Clark likes that we're throwing the Super CUDA. Yeah, this is going to be my first Columbia 300 ball in like 4 years. I think the C300 Spoiler was the last Columbia ball that I've owned. So this is going to be the first one in a long time. I'm excited to throw it. I'm very curious, hesitantly curious. Mr. Phil, Belmo Identity is down to 125. That's insane. Do you think it's worth getting or just get the Phase 2 Pearl? The Identity is good. Like, I always want to say that. I've said it a long time. I've said it on this channel quite a bit. The Identity is a good ball. It's one of Belmo's better releases. It was just the worst, like, idea for FOMO that you could have in the bowling world. It was just a really bad marketing play. And people hated it for that reason. So pro shops bought a lot of them. Belmo went online and bragged about it and called out his haters. And now we're 6 months later and nobody can get rid of them. So pro shops are losing money. Like, I can confirm that pro shops bought that ball for $160. Like, pro shop, that's what people were paying for them. Not even the consumer, the pro shops. So all these pro shops are willingly losing money on them, willingly taking the hit, because they can't get rid of the Identity. Nobody wants it for 150 bucks even, let alone 200. So it's a good ball. It was just so terribly like advertised and so terribly put into the market. It was just a bad idea. Like, if they would have waited a couple more months, probably fine. But the way that whole process went, it just was not good. And that's why you're seeing it on sale. Brooks, Belmo is a good ball. Yeah, they just can't sound perfect. Brooks said it perfectly. Walter, thanks for the content. You're doing a great job. Bowling is niche and your commitment is awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Alan Gobert, Winnipeg is hanging out. Hey, let's go. Awesome. You guys have a big tournament coming up next month that a lot of Minnesotans go to. Jake Bosma, have you thrown the Next Factor? No, I will not be throwing the Next Factor. Storm did not send me a Next Factor. I don't know if I only got a couple of them early for reasons or whatever the case is. I'm still trying to figure that out behind the scenes. But no, I will not be throwing the Next Factor. I did not end up receiving one. And I won't be grabbing one from our pro shop a couple days before release, because personally, I have way too much stuff there. And if I don't get a ball like early to be able to catch this, like, this cycle of all these ball releases coming out and like the early views and all that, it's monetarily not worth putting the review out, because you're going to see like people who are putting a review out of a ball, like when it gets released or a couple weeks after, it doesn't get over 1,000 views. And I've had that happen on my end already a couple of times. So unfortunately, it's part of the game. If I had infinite money, I probably would, but because of that, I just can't. Unfortunate. Bear down on a house shot. My absolute power hooks too early and my hammerhead hooks too late. That's not a very big spot. I'd recommend some surface adjustments to try to fix that. Either shine up your absolute power or dull your hammerhead a little. Brooks, they pissed me off with releasing the new Belmo 3 months after. Yeah, they hurt. I think a lot of customers like got turned away from Storm at that time. I think that was a big oopsie. I know a lot of bowlers hit me up directly and were like, what Brunswick balls should I get? I'm not buying Storm after this, which was crazy to see, but it's easy to turn consumers away. So yeah, that was crazy. Den, all these new super strong bowling balls, and I'm still on a 70-year-old wood house where my plastic ball moves more boards. Oh boy. Oh, that's not good. IU, will it bring my ex-wife back? Yes. Aaron, I do love ball reviews, but this is where I have a problem. Does newer mean it's better, and does older mean it's better? If it helps their game, awesome, but they're just doing it for the hype, then I'm against it. Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of old bowling balls that are really good, and that's why I made a performance review series where I talk about those older bowling balls that you will never hear anybody else on YouTube talk about again. That's why here it's good that I love doing these live streams, because I can tell you things like, hey, remember that Rockstar amp that nobody's going to talk about ever again? That ball's really good, actually. Or like, hey, do you guys remember the, what'd be another one? Entity? No one remembers the entity? No. Well, the ball's kind of mid, but it's going to be on sale soon. It's honestly, it's okay for the slot that it fits, but like trying to cover those old bowling balls, because you guys don't have the ability to see that right now on the internet, which is unfortunate. It's good to be able to see this. And since I'm living and breathing this stuff and trying to get comments and trying to get updates from as many people as possible, that's why we try to do that. I want to get you guys the right information, the good stuff, and not just push the new is better idea, because that's not true. Now, are new bowling balls in 2025 better than a new bowling ball from 2022? Yes. Bowling ball technology, while it isn't like noticeably improving, it is slowly doing this. Like, I'm noticing it with my older equipment that this new stuff is so much like, it's just quicker off the spot. It's earlier, reads the lane in the right way. I was doing that with my Web Pearl, like my 2022 Web Pearl or 2021 last night in practice, and just throwing the Vaporize against it. The differences were staggering of how the Web Pearl read the lane versus how the Vaporize read the lane. Just newer can mean better, but like, is this the next factor better than the Rockstar Amp from a month or two ago? No, I don't think so. But again, we don't know. Jake, in 2026, we should do a Brunswick Ball of the Year calendar. I wanted to. Like, I would have loved if my thumbnail, when I'm making a video called Ball Reviews Are Broken, I would love my thumbnail to be a bunch of other people's thumbnails that say Ball of the Year. I wish I would have kept track, but I haven't done that. So if you guys have any, DM me where people say something's Ball of the Year. Seth White, what's going on? At practice, join up in a bit. Perfect. Matthew Seibel, what's up? Good to see you, man. Ken, remember the Evil Eye is going to be Ball of the Year. Oh, it's still being hashtagged as that on Radical's post. Radical makes an Evil Eye post every other day. Basically, they're trying to act like the Intel Recon needs to get discontinued, is what Radical's marketing team is doing. They're like, we have this awesome Intel series. Forget about that. That doesn't exist. Evil Eye, though. Evil Eye is good. It looks like it's good. Now, I'll be curious if you guys vote for it for Ball of the Year for our Ball of the Year awards. I am very excited to see what you guys think is the best Ball of the Year. Very curious. Let's see. Catching up a little. Andy Reid, maybe me not so high average should start doing ball reviews. Well, that's what you have a lot of a lot of amateurs doing that. And I know Mikey Tang had a little rant come out of like, you guys amateurs shouldn't do ball reviews because pros throw it better and you can read a lot better what a pro does. And there are a lot of people who are ball reviewers who are amateurs that are doing it, just don't understand ball motion that well because they're newer to the game or just haven't stepped foot in that realm. Which is also the case. That middle ground, I think, is what a lot of people like to see, is like a high level amateur who understands that ball equipment, understands ball motion, but isn't that top of the top professional. So I don't know. That's a whole nother realm that I'm always curious on. Denman, did you make friends with the perception versus reality guys? I don't know. Again, they don't answer my DMs. Oh, well. Too Tall, don't forget to like the stream. Hey, thank you, Too Tall. And sub if you like unbiased, informative bowling info. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Ribal, which specific Pearl balls do you think are weaker than the 3.0 but stronger than the Focus? Ooh, I think the Criterion Hybrid fits there pretty well. I think like an Origin fits there pretty well. It's kind of hard because the Sublime Focus is really early. Physics Blackout, I think, fits there pretty well. Things like that. Let's see. When is the Kind Eye coming out? Oh, that'd be awesome. Here we have I bet it would sell like an all white ball. That's just the Kind Eye. Love it. Or Evil Eyes. Make it 2 eyes instead of 1. There we go. This is why I'm not on a marketing team. There's a good reason for that. Charmaine is the phase 2 Pearl medium sharp. Yes. Stealth mode is then medium smooth. Jake, Deviate Dark Side is nominee for memeable ball right now. I had that for best logo. I had that for best original logo for the nominees because I think it's an awesome logo. It's super sick. Guardian of the Realm. Where do high balls there on the category? I've been starting to figure out 900 Global Wolverine, Dark Moss, Radical, Innovator, Solid. Dark Moss is probably like weak, sharp. Innovator, Solid is probably like strong, smooth. Bobby D, I always like the unedited ball reviews better than the strike after strike review and showcase. Well, that's the thing. A lot of the unedited ones are still a lot of strikes. Like, and I've told you guys multiple times my story of the Rockstar Amped review. Like, it looks like I edited the clips, but I didn't. I threw 20 some strikes in a row basically with that ball. I shot 300 in the ball review. That ball just matched up super well. I think if you put out, I mean, it is a house shot and you have really good bowlers throwing the ball. They're going to strike a lot no matter what you put in their hands. You put a plastic ball in their hands, they'll probably strike quite a bit. So that's a big one, is like, you're not going to see a lot of those misses because a lot of the ball reviewers are good bowlers and they're going to strike a ton. That's like, I mean, unfortunately, we don't know like averages of guys, but averages are kind of odd in the bowling world anyway. So I don't know. Like, I'd consider myself very middle of the road in terms of like the ball reviewer skill level. Like, you have Mikey and Darren Tang who are PBA pros. You have a lot of those guys who are top of the top bowlers, like some of the best in the world. And you've got some middle tier amateurs who probably could do something if they pushed a little bit harder on that you see. It's all over the place. But anyways, let's keep catching up. Denman, best ball of the year. Anger. Oh yeah, we hit that one. Jake Bosma must be in best bang for your buck. I don't remember what's in that category right now. I can check though. Cam Chopper, are you putting the new 2.0 in weak smooth? Generally, yes. That's where it's going to fit, or in the urethane category, one or the other. Brooks, I got ball of the year as the Hysteria. Hysteria is going to be up there. G. Bryant, the best ASIM balls options are stacked. They are. That category is so stacked. There were not as many symmetrical good bowling balls as I remember. That category was a little harder to get nominees for. ASIM category is loaded though. DK, I have 106 when I get the street rally. Aaron, I say between the phase 2 Pearl, but also the High Road 40, both the Equinox and the Equinox Solid. All good. Brennan, where do you get those bowling ball shelves from? They're custom made, actually. My fiance's dad made them. He's a carpenter, so yeah, custom made shelves. They turned out amazing. Like, better than I could have ever imagined. She got them for me maybe 5 years ago. It was like right before COVID, I think. They made them for Christmas. Bosma, I wonder what could possibly win memeable ball. I have my vote, but I'll be curious if you guys also think the TDH is memeable. Greg, I submitted a Rate My Arsenal. Awesome. Fueled by Kyle, I really want to try to snag a No Doubt balanced league bowler with a Coil, a Mania, a Hazmat Solid, and IQ Ruby. Oh yeah, but the No Doubt and the No Doubt Solid fit like the same part. They're very, very similar bowling balls. The Solid is like a touch sooner, but you're not going to notice a difference really. I'd recommend whichever one you want. Let's see. Beastie over on Twitch. I throw my hammer new blue a lot and love the weak and smooth balls. What should I get next? I'm really rev dominant, so I want something really weak. If you want really weak, you might want to go with like a hammer raw or even that new danger zone. Those might be good balls for like super, super weak, especially after your new blue. Okay, Brew, all I'm saying is watch what these reviewers are actually throwing come league and tournament time. And that's the thing. We don't really see that much. But again, with that, like really good bowlers or even good bowlers can throw whatever they want at league. That's part of the reason I'm letting Discord choose my league balls every week, because like I could bring the same balls and average, I don't know, 220, and I'm not even a good bowler. But like a lot of these really good bowlers, they can bring whatever they want. They'll average 230. That's the other one. And a lot of the bowling balls out right now are really, really good. This is probably the highest skill or highest level of bowling balls we've seen in a year, probably ever, pretty much. Like, they are phenomenal. Carson over on TikTok, what do you think about the Radical Rattler? It was fine. It was trying to be like it was basically trying to be the Venom Shock, but it was just a worse version of it. So it was okay. It's dirt cheap right now, which is awesome. Brennan, where do you vote for these balls? I have a link down below in my description on YouTube, otherwise in my link tree, which you can find on all of my social medias. Either of those places is where you're going to find it. Getting a couple texts. All right. Rice, I need a ball for the burn. Two-hander. Bubblegum Vibe is good. High Road 40, Storm Typhoon. Those are probably some of the best options right now. Corey Casey, closeout balls are the way to go. Fraction of the price, and so many are really great. They are, absolutely. That was what I noticed on the Black Friday deals. Like, there's a lot of really good bowling balls out there. The Hammerhead, all of the Game Breakers were $120. Like, it was crazy. Those are all really good bowling balls, which was unfortunate to see them go for so cheap, because that means they're not selling well. But really cool to see. Mike over on Facebook just got back from bowling 7 games, and I bowled after a league. My Black Widow 2.0 only lasted my first 2 games, couldn't move far enough left. My Every Rhino Pro was also too much ball. What's a step down from those two that you can bowl on burnt up lanes? You're going to want to go super weak in the bag. You might like something like a Tropical Surge or like a, that one's going to be tough. The Ivory Rhino is really low in the bag. So I think you might have to go a Tropical Surge or a Raw, something like that. NDoc, if you're going to use AI, make sure you know your stats, rev, speed, etc. Oh yeah, you need a lot for that to work. JR Pro Shop, what up? I sold a Sunstorm today. You don't have to tell me, but how much did you sell it for? I'm very curious. You can say, I'd rather not say, absolutely. Or you can DM me, whatever it may be, but I'm very curious. Because that Sunstorm, it was limited edition. So like, I think it was selling for like $200 at the time, but I'd be curious now after a couple of years. AO Kamo, I have a white dot and an ultimate wrecker. Would an S2 be a good next ball? Yeah, that would be a really good strong ball for you. It'd be cheap too. The identity hits 100, I'll snag one. That'd be wild. Hey, Jim Simmons, what's going on Facebook? Mike, there's no coverage on my Deviate Poison, the green one. I like the way it rolls. Oh, that ball was hated. Ooh, that was like the dark days of Deviate bowling when they had the poisons come out. Nobody threw Deviate. That's when they pushed like the rugged approach of like, I think Luke Rosdahl said it really well in one of his last live streams. He said, it's like if you had like a Hallmark movie and you're trying to make like a bad boy in it, is really what Deviate was trying to be for a while. And that was when the poisons came out. I don't think many people liked that marketing, but he said it in the perfect way possible. It was awesome. Brian, is there such a thing as a strong sharp but late? Yeah, strong sharp balls are generally a little bit later. Absolutely. Parts guy, I know it's a newer release, but the Intel Recon is sneaky good. Dude, the Intel Recon is awesome. Just radical advertising doesn't care about it. It's crazy. The Intels are incredible bowling balls, but they don't push it. I don't know why. It's odd. Whatever, though. I'm not on that marketing team. Pearl guy, if newer meant better, then the high road would almost be as good as it is because it's almost a legal adult. Yeah, but I will admit the original high road isn't the best ball right now. Like, because it started at the time, it was so strong because oil amounts are changing year by year. We're putting out more and more oil because we need to. And these balls are getting stronger and stronger, so we need to. It's like, it's a whole, like, just snake eating its tail type thing. But, yeah, the high road right now is so weak, it's like, it fits a very different part of the bag. But it's still good. It's still fun. Hey, Slater, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Arts guy voted Intel Recon. Okay. Andy, we might be getting an exclusive ball in Canada every so often, but it's pretty rare. Andy Reed, looking for my Tropical Surge review next week. I'll shoot it during Cosmic. There you go. I did that once. I was like mid-release and they turned on the Cosmic lights on me. It was awesome. My mystery ball came in the mail and I got the Optimum Idol Pearl. What does that ball fit? Medium sharp. Hey, Dan, what's going on TikTok? Team challenge this weekend. Yes, Minnesota has, I don't remember who's running it. It might be Twin Cities. I don't know, but there's a team challenge, Baker event. I know very little about it. I know the oil pattern. I know what time to show up. I haven't looked at all. It's been a busy couple of days. My actual job has been a nightmare and a half. Over the last couple of days. Today I ended up getting sick, so I haven't looked much into it. But yeah, it's exciting. I love team tournaments. Should be super fun. I'll be there. I don't know anything else about it though. Oh, I'm a bad bowler. I don't know anything that's going on ever. Weedy, looking for a replacement for my track heat. Dude, you and me both. High friction wood lanes from the 70s, low volume. Intel Recon. I think Intel Recon's a good play. Stan Young, good morning from Korea. Going back to the beginning of the video. Hey, welcome, man. Great to see you. Welcome from the other side of the world. Welcome. I love seeing where you guys are from, especially people from different countries and continents. It's so cool to see just the reach that like YouTube can hit. It's just like one of those like take a step back and just think about moments of like, wow, we're talking to guys from literally all over the world. It's crazy. And Talon, what's going on over on TikTok? Good to see you. Dan, are you still with the Loose Line team? Yes, I will be with Loose Line team number 1 this weekend. I believe we're blue is our team name. Loose Line Blue. Dave Shaver over on Facebook, is the Hammerhead a good ball for someone who cannot hook much due to shoulder issues? Yeah, it's going to hook a good amount for you. I think you'll be okay there. It's above average in terms of its strength level. RJ, love my hysteria, and daughter loves her mania. Can you say identity is in that level? Yeah, identity is around that range. It's really pretty much in that same strength level. Athena, ooh, it's super cool. Bobby D, TDH Army stand-up. Dolmite, when do you decide to retire a ball opposed to continuing to recondition one? Honestly, I always like trying to recondition it once, and then if it's still acting really bad and it's just not it, that's when I retire it and send it to the nether realm. Mega Aaron Productions. How close are the Hysteria and Zero Mercy Pearl? Not that close. Evoke Hysteria is going to be a bit weaker and a little bit sharper down lane. The Zero Mercy is going to be much earlier. Much earlier. Athena, what may I get? What ball to get to round out my bag? Yeah, absolutely. Let me know what your arsenal is, and I'll be able to check. And we got a DM. Oh, nice. That's not bad. Peter on Facebook. This is hands down the best place to get all your information. Thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate that. Thank you. I just saw something on Facebook about a bowling ball from Hero Bowling saying they parted with Storm and they made some Batman-related balls. I couldn't find much on the internet. Yeah, so you guys probably have seen a couple. I think it's been, I forget the names. There's a Joker, there's a Dark Knight, and there's a couple other ones. They are overseas bowling balls. There's a couple of overseas bowling balls that I think Storm made. I'm not positive. I don't know if they fit copyright or not because Disney is really hard to get copyright stuff from, but there are some like Marvel or like more like DC Comics themed bowling balls overseas right now. I think it's a Dark Knight, a Joker, and a couple others. They look super sick, but they are not stateside, unfortunately. David Shaver, how much does it change the core dynamics if you plug and redrill? Very little. Very little. Plug is pretty much the same weight as the actual bowling ball cover stock, so no problems there. Maria over on TikTok, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome back. What have you missed? We talked a little bit about the 5 new bowling balls coming out. Next Factor, Danger Zone Purple Ice, Street Rally, and the Crown 78. What we do need to talk about the Crown, not the Crown. No, we don't need to talk about that ball. We need to talk about the Street Rally a little bit because the Street Rally, I think, is a great idea. It is. I am surprised to say that about a Columbia 300 ball, in all honesty, but it is cool because they're putting the Cohesion squared cover stock on it. I think that is a really unique idea to try to build more hype because Brunswick is aware that all of the brands that are not Hammer and are not Brunswick they just don't catch up in sales. So what they did is they put C squared, HK22 C squared cover on it to try to make it more unique. So if you like the Zero Mercies, that could be a good ball for you. I think that's a really cool idea. Otherwise, it's going to be a strong and sharp ball, pretty quick down lane. It is just a Pearl version of the Rally, but with that unique cover stock that hopefully helps it stay on the market longer than the Rally, which it's only going to make it like 7 months or so. So that'll be interesting. We will see. Ben, what are your thoughts on the Proton Physics? Proton Physics was a cool ball. Really cool ball. It's super old right now. It absorbed oil very quickly. So it didn't have a very long lifespan. Mine made it like 50 games before it was kind of kaput, which was sad to see. JR Poison Pearl was decent. The colors were so sick on those balls. They were like, one was bright green, one was bright yellow. It was so cool. They were so like, just so in your face with the colorways. But yeah, they probably were really good. I threw old Deviate stuff for a while. That's why I threw my first couple honor scores with. I loved the Thug series. That series was awesome. But yeah, it was very more niche at the time. Ben and Deer Hunter, thank you for the follows over on TikTok, guys. Appreciate it. Quick reminder for everybody. I haven't actually given a reminder this whole stream. Oopsie. Make sure to hit the sub button if you haven't, subscribe or follow button, whichever one's free. Best way to help support the channel, best way to help me continue making these live streams and carve out the time in the day to be able to get out all the videos, all the live streams, all that jazz. Your guys' support has been insane lately. I believe on YouTube, our view numbers have jumped 80,000 total views this month, which is insane to me. So huge thank you to all of you out there. So make sure to hit the like and sub button because it's the best support you guys can give. I want to be able to give you guys more and more and more videos because, for example, because of all that support, we're going to have 5 videos this week. We have 2 more videos coming in the next 2 days. So be ready for that. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you're able to be notified when those go live. There's some pretty big videos. But otherwise, on all the other platforms too, make sure to drop a follow. Helps out a ton. I have a video every single day on Instagram, Facebook, 2 on TikTok per day, and I want to get more live streams on Twitch. I really want to get some gaming live streams on Twitch. I'm really hoping I can. It's just there's so little time in the day, especially with a 40-hour-a-week job. So if there's enough support, I can quit the 40-hour-a-week job and just do this, and I can be streaming 24/7. That one's a little far away. That one's a little far away. Like over on YouTube. I just grabbed a Widow V1 and got it drilled. Loving it so far. That's awesome. That's really cool to see. I love to hear that. Justin C., where do you think the new danger zone would slot next to the Recon? That is a really good question. Let me check my Brunswick categorization guide because nobody so far on the internet has actually compared those two, which is surprising. So let me go here. There it is. Yeah, I actually had someone very high up at Brunswick hit me up and send me this as a PDF form, and I want to give the biggest thanks to him. Brunswick, I've had so many good experiences with like 98% of the Brunswick people I've talked to, which is awesome. I love it. They're saying the danger zone is a lot weaker, heck of a lot weaker than the Intel Recon, so it's going to be a step down. Seaman, 16-pound high road is a strong ball core. Absolutely. There's a massive difference between those two. Aaron Springborn, better question this time for ASIM solids. The difference between the Ion Max, Supernova, Proton, Gem, and Harsh Reality. Holy cow. Harsh Reality is the earliest, then the Gem, then the Ion Max. Those are all very close together. Proton Physics is a step below those, a little bit sharper off the spot. And then finally is the Supernova, which is a step below those. MSI, Tyler is awesome people. Who's Tyler? I don't know who Tyler is. It wasn't Tyler who hit me up. I don't know who Tyler is. I'm bad with names though. Athena, my surge has been good for me. Love to see that. Ty Dog, I have a 3D Assault, Widow Legend, and a New Blue. Lanes I bowl on are pretty fried up. What's a good one up from the new but weaker than the Legend? GB5 Pearl, Super Cuda Pearl, things like that. Richie, I've used my Equinox Solid for about a what'd you say? Oh, Ty. Yeah, you're Tyler. I know. Nate, over on Facebook. What's going on, man? Tyler Almond? Is that a person? I don't know who that is, man. He's a defense coordinator. Huh. I don't know who you're talking about, man. You're going to have... Oh, Armor? Is he a Brunswick guy? I'm sorry. I'm terrible with knowing people in the bowling business of like who work at the companies. So if he is, let me know. But no, this was actually Brian Graham reached out. He's, I think, VP of marketing or something like that. Yeah, he's awesome. Super, super cool dude. He's been really nice. DM me the chart immediately after I post on Facebook. Really cool to see. Was Sunstorm any good? No, that ball sucked. I'm sorry. That ball was really, really bad. It was like the strongest cover you could have on the IQ Tour core, which is so tiny. It was like what the IQ 78 would have been if it was a reactive ball. It was so bad, but it was cool because the Sunstorm is a big deal. Tyler Armour is a rep for the Southeast. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Thank you, JR. I'm glad you guys can let me know who these people are. Cause I'm so new into the bowling like realm with a lot of those people. I just don't know and have those connections that well. Yofo, was it better to use solids while playing straight or whenever I do it hooks too early? So generally, yes, solids are usually meant for a little straighter. Pearls are meant for a little bit deeper. But if it's hooking too early for you, the lanes are probably a little too torched for that. So you do need to play deeper with them. But if your solids are leaving a lot of corner pins, that's when you need to go to a pearl ball. Conserves more energy, is more angular down lane. Alberto, Ion Max Pearl, you excited for it? We don't know if it's coming stateside yet. We know it's on the USBC approved list, but otherwise we haven't seen much outside of that. Have you guys seen it leaked somewhere else that I haven't heard of? It'd be good to know. I haven't seen anything. Maybe it was in another thing of Bowler's Journal because Bowler's Journal is apparently the place where everything gets leaked. But let me know if you guys have seen it. I've had a lot of questions about that tonight, like more than I expected. And I had a couple people DM me about it. But let's go over to Mike over on Facebook. Thoughts on the swag balls? I personally did not like my swag bowling balls. Back when I was with Bowlers Mart a couple of months ago, they sent me 2 of them. They sent me the 2 weakest ones, and they were very weak. Very, very weak and very smooth. I think if you have a lot of axis rotation, so that's where your ball's spinning more side to side compared to front to back, that's where you're really going to like those swag balls. They were just way too smooth for me, and they hated carry down because I had the Apex Pearl and the Craze Hybrid. I think the Craze Hybrid was cool. It was the weakest bowling ball I've ever thrown. I threw a couple of cool messengers with it, but I couldn't get left of like 15 with it, which was disappointing. I really had to play a little bit straighter. It just did not hook almost at all. So I think if you're someone, you said slow and smooth. Yeah, so they are very slow. They are very smooth. So that's a big thing to be aware of. There was also a lot of other guys who got free swag stuff, and they started to sell them and give them away. I saw a couple other influencers. So yeah, I don't know if many people are loving those that much. I think Charles from the Hype likes his Judge, maybe, I think is what he likes most. Not positive. All right, let's see. Richie, you didn't finish my question. Richie, where are you at? I've used my Equinox Solid for a month now. It hooks a bit earlier than I want it to. It's out of box at 2,000. Yeah, if it hooks too early, just bring it to 4,000. You'll be good. Yep. Kelly, I'm in a morning league. Oh, you're not a morning person. You're in a league. Never mind. I was going to say, good for you. Hazmat Pearl and a new blue. I just ordered a Zero Mercy Solid since the Hazmat and blue don't want to work. Yeah, that's going to be super early, so I think it could be good. Parts guy, want to say thank you for everything you do. Raw, no nonsense viewpoints are always to answer our questions. Absolutely. I'm glad it helps. But yeah, if you ask my manager, I'm a little too blunt with these things. So apologies if any of the things that I'm saying are a little too not soft answers. Sometimes a lot of these just dumb choices. I'll say this is a dumb idea instead of saying, well, that idea might not be the greatest. It could have worked in this way. So. Big Mike, is the Black Widow 2 or V1 a ball up from the Ion Pro Hybrid? Yes, 100%. 100%. Peter, do you give online lessons to help teach people about what balls to use? I do not. I unfortunately don't really have the time for that right now with making the YouTube videos and all the TikToks, Instagram posts, all that. And then alongside a 40-hour-a-week job and keeping bowling in my life, it's just hasn't really worked very well. So I've wanted to. I opened a Patreon, but I never posted anything to it, unfortunately. So I'm really hoping to in the future. If I can get a couple more editors or something like that, and maybe can find a quicker way to do this, we're set. Mr. Phil, drink some ginger tea. Hope you feel better soon. I unfortunately have no ginger tea. I'm not a big tea guy either. Unless it's Arnold Palmer. That stuff's fire. I bought a 20 pack of that at Costco. I'm now a Costco baby. I love that place. How does the Zen 25 compare to the Phase 2 Pearl? Zen 25 is earlier and a little bit smoother, actually. Earlier and smoother. Ty Dog, I'm Tyler. Oh, that reminds me of a SpongeBob episode. Marquez, I'm currently have a Jackal Ghost, Arctic Vibe, and a High Road 40. Looking into an Evoke Hysteria or Primal Ghost. I would go Evoke Hysteria. I think, especially being Rev Dominant, I think that'll be a little better for you. Aaron, I thought it was kind of reversed, but thank you. Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. Ryan over on TikTok, do you think the Tour V1 has a chance to be ball of the year? Same with the Ion Pro Solid. Yeah, I think it would. The Black Widow Tour was weirdly ignored a little bit more than I expected. I don't know why. I expected a lot more hype about it, but it hasn't really been there. I don't know if it's just marketing. I don't know if it's because I'm locked on the social media side of things, but I just haven't seen that ball as much as I anticipated. I love the Tour bowling balls. I should still pick up one of those, a Black Widow Tour. I 100% should. I love the Effect Tour. I love all the strong cover weak core balls. I just haven't seen much about it. So I might have to draw one, might try to check how it is actually doing personally to see. But I think it could be. I think it absolutely could be. I mean, any ball could be ball of the year. There's probably, what do we have? Probably about 180 people so far watching this on all the platforms. I bet there's 100 different opinions on what ball of the year is between you guys, which is cool to think. Ty Dog, I've seen a few Sunstorms near me for 20 bucks. Oof. Kevin, one-hand balance bowler, league house shot. Currently have the Black Widow Mania, which I get to pair with the Mania. You're probably going to want a medium smooth ball. Honestly, a Brunswick Alert looks like it's the GOAT right now. That might fit pretty well. Larry is a identity and a Vocasteria similar to the amp. They're both going to be a little bit of a step above. They're going to be a step above the amped. Not by much, but just a little bit. FYB Mac, what do you think about the Ebonite GB5? I think the GB5 is one of the best smooth symmetrical balls on the market. I think it's like top 5 symmetrical solids. Really, really good ball. Love that thing to pieces. Also, like one of the best bang for your buck balls. It's so cheap. 120 bucks right now at most places. 120 to 130 is insane. Game breakers are always good. Ryan Powell, what are your thoughts on the Ion Pro Max Pearl? Again, another Ion Max Pearl comment. Didn't this thing get leaked somewhere that I didn't see? Like, did everyone have a party and say that the Ion Max Pearl is leaked that I wasn't invited to? That's like the 8th comment today about the Ion Max Pearl, which is okay. It's not on you, Ryan. It's just there's been a lot of comments about it. I'm very surprised by that. But no, it's been on the USB-C approved list, but we haven't seen anything about it, so we're not really sure. And then Flyer just bowled the Matchmaker, impressed with the Phase 2 Pearl and the Hyperdrive. Yeah, the Hyperdrive Pearl is good. That ball is really good. I think it's getting overshadowed a little bit because there's so many bowling balls in that spot. Like you've got, let's see, Rockstar Amped, Phase 2 Pearl, RST Hyperdrive Pearl, Gremlin. You now have the Next Factor. You have the Ember in there. You have so many bowling balls in that little area where I think it would be really good, like, to have a few less, I guess. I wish we would have had them spaced out a little bit because I think the Hyperdrive Pearl is really good, just getting a little ignored. Oh, there were photos of it on Facebook. Oh, interesting. I have not seen that yet. Okay. Huh. I have not been on Facebook enough, I guess. Blue, white, and teal. Really interesting. Househack, what's up? They already have them ready to be sold overseas. I'm pretty sure the Ion Max Pearl got moved overseas. Oh, okay. That might be what we're seeing. It might be an overseas piece. Let's see. Let's catch up over here. Gabriel, favorite song while working. I'm the one who can't really work very well when there's lyrics going on. So I usually listen to like more EDM type music or even lo-fi to really like, if I need to lock in. If I'm like in the car, of course, I won't listen to that. But like if I need to lock in at work or if I really need to knock stuff out, I'll throw on something like some video game lo-fi. Oh, golden. Absolutely amazing. Not the song Golden. That song is amazing. Don't get me wrong. But Nintendo lo-fi, like video game lo-fi, favorite thing. Alpha and Omega Bowling just subscribed. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I love that name too. Mike, anything leaked about what Storm is doing next in the lab series? We talked about it a little bit earlier, but we think that the lab series is dead. Like we think the innovation series is now taking the place of the lab series. So I think because the level did so poorly is my guess. I don't know. Not really sure. House hack, it happens pretty often. The Zen Reloaded was supposed to come here and got moved overseas. Same with the Burner Hybrid. That's a good point. I forgot about the Zen Reloaded. That was supposed to be the Zen 25, and then they came out with the Zen 25. But that's a good point that it might be overseas. Matthew, didn't I tag you to it? You probably did. I haven't been on Facebook much today, so I'll have to go back and check. Or on TikTok DMs too. Mike Payne found your channel last year, prepping for nationals. When will we start seeing your balls for nationals? I would say it's December right now. Nationals starts what, in March? So I'm going to try to have a video out in like probably early February is going to be my goal. That'll give everybody about a month to prepare for nationals and hopefully get as much info out as possible. And I'll have some clips from last year's nationals as well to try to help out. But I think it'll be about then. TBH for ball of the year. Oh boy. Slater, Ion Pro OG made the most money this year. Probably that. Oh, made you the most money. Oh yeah. That ball's incredible. I hate that it's $200, but it's incredible. Chad McLean made a TikTok about it. He likes to post that must be overseas then. McLean he's not going to be one to leak something. Like he would get canned if that happened. Big Mike, did you get a chance to look at the B7 balls that aren't on the new comparison chart? Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting. Now, there are some discontinued rumors I'm hearing right now, and a list that I'm seeing that I'll have a video about in a couple of days. But that doesn't encompass all the bowling balls. So I don't know why a couple were missed. It's very interesting. Slater, I didn't see it either. Seth, what's going on? Practice is done and driving home. Love to see that. There are photos on Facebook. Can the Alert replace the RSTX2? No, not even close. Two very different bowling balls. Very, very different bowling balls. House hack, there's going to be another Lab Series ball next year. It better not be as bad as the level. It better not be that level. The level 2, the level up. Ooh, the level up? That's not a bad name. Storm? I'll take $50 for that. Ben, should I add me back to the early send list and then we can talk? Ben, should I get a Motive Maxidol Hybrid? I am actually just plugging my Maxidol Hybrid. I like the reaction. It strikes a lot. I just have no place for it. Every time I think I should be throwing a Maxidol Hybrid, it looks awful. I've 7-10 with that ball a lot, and that might be my ball roll. I know there's a guy in our Discord, Ryan, who loves his Maxidol Hybrid. He has a very heavy ball roll, though. Like, his ball roll is very end over end. So I think if you're end over end, you're going to love that thing. And you're going to love Motive stuff in general at that point. If you're able to, like, just get super end over end and chuck it at the gutter, you're going to adore Motive stuff. That's why EJ loves it, because his ball roll is so heavy. And, like, a Michael Davidson and an AJ Johnson, they all have very similar ball rolls, which is why they like him so much. Oh, let's see. Dawn, my Black Widows are ball of the year every year. Totally fair. Kelly, any thoughts on the Zero Mercy Solid since release? Yeah, it's still the earliest hooking bowling ball in the market by far. It is still so early, so strong. And it's good for that. It's really good in that spot. Most bowlers don't need that. Most bowlers don't need that much hook. Let's see. Justin Mata over on YouTube. What is the difference between asim and sim when it comes to the ball roll? Yeah, generally, asymmetrical bowling balls are going to hook earlier and want to be sharper. Now, symmetrical bowling balls are going to want to be smoother and later. Generally speaking. There are differences there. Ion Pro Solid, weaker than a lot of symmetrical balls, things like that. But generally, that's how it goes. Bryce Irwin, Ion Pro Solid and Zen 25 in the same bag for League. That's a great League bag. I love that League bag. Racer Guy, thoughts on the Tour V1? It looks really good right now. There just isn't much, there isn't as much on the internet as I expected about that ball, but it is like a middle ground between like your symmetrical solid and your symmetrical pearl. Fits a really cool gap. Ryan, how does this sound for an Arsenal? 39 feet, 32 mils. Purple, Paragon Shadow, GD5, Ion Pro Solid, Dark Side. Sounds pretty good. I think a stronger shiny ball would work in there as well if you want. Big Mike, apparently there's a video of someone with the Ion Max Pearl and about 4 boxes of 12 and 13 pounds. I posted on Discord. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you. It's kind of like there was a massive oopsie on the Next Factor where somebody, I think it was from like Wyoming or something. I ended up having a lot of people send it to me. He posted pictures of having the ball like a day and a half or 2 days early. That was a big no-no. So if you see that, you're not going to see a lot of leaks because people's contracts get ripped up instantly the second that they leak something. So I guarantee that they're overseas probably, or at least starting overseas. Storm, a lot of the time, they'll send stuff overseas, like a ball to see how it does, and then it'll end up stateside. I think the most notorious example was the Pitch Purple. That ball was overseas. A lot of guys loved it. A couple of PBA guys were over there for a tournament and they adored it. I think AJ Chapman, back when he was on Storm, like fell in love with that ball. So Storm said, all right, we'll make it stateside. And then the ball sucked. And then it got discontinued within a year. People were not a big fan of that ball after that. It was kind of funny. Unfortunate, but kind of funny. Greg, would you put the Hyperdrive Pearl and Phase 2 Pearl in the same bag? No, I wouldn't. I think they're a little too close. Unless you have like 10 bowling balls, that's when they could fit together. AJ, thoughts on the IQ AI? IQ AI is great. It's a good ball. Not loved very much. It's smoother and earlier than an IQ Ruby, especially when you take the polish off of it. But it's fine. It's good. It rolls a little forward, just like all the AI stuff. Bryce Irwin, I have the Origin Phase 2. Should I get the Zen 25 and an Ion Pro Solid, or are they too close? I think Ion Pro Solid fits. Yeah, I think a Zen 25 fits too. That's a really good arsenal. I think you're doing good on that. I think it's pretty decent. Kenny, what ball should I get to replace my Hitter Pearl? I don't know, man. Maybe a power hitter? If you want something really similar, go power hitter. If you want a little different, original theorem might be the closest like other ball to it. That one's tough. There isn't much like that old hitter pearl. Ball is good. Dan, quick question. Where would the Ion Pro Solid look like at 16.5, 470 rev rate two-hander? That's where that ball's pretty good. I think that would be pretty decent for you. It's going to be like a medium smooth ball for you at that point. Generally, it's weak smooth for a lot of people. I think because you're rev dominant, it kind of jumps up into the medium smooth category. Slater, though. Charmaine, what balls do you think are better for tournaments? So generally speaking, smoother bowling balls are the best tournament balls. So phase 2s, Game Breaker 5, Zero Mercy Solids, Ion Maxes, Origins. A lot of those stronger bowling balls are better for tournaments because tournaments usually are on tougher patterns, flatter patterns. They're like a house shot. There's more oil in the middle of the lane than the outsides. Tournament shots, there's more of an even amount of volume across or amount of oil across the lane. So you need those more predictable bowling balls. That's where like the Effect Tour comes into play. That's where like the Black Widow Tour comes into play. Those are usually better on sport. And on sport, a lot of the time, you don't throw your weak and sharp stuff. You don't throw your high roads. You don't throw your Intel Recons. The lowest in the bag you go is like usually like an Ember or a GB5 Pearl, because you don't really want to, in a tournament setting, when they're transitioning, you need to move deeper and deeper on the lane so that you have hold when you miss left and you have hook when you miss right. Your goal of any pattern is to make it like a house shot where you have room for error. The more room for error you have, the higher you're going to be on the leaderboard. So that's where you start usually with those predictable bowling balls. And then as you move deeper on the lane, you switch to those stronger, more angular bowling balls. Generally is how it goes. David Jones says, my house changed oil brands. I've been leaving a lot of flat 10s. Your ball's probably hooking too early. I'm guessing the oil is a little less, is it viscous? I think viscous would be the play or the word. Jake, how's the 3D offset? I throw an Origin. I was looking for a second cheap option. You're talking about the offset Assault. It's a good option. It's a step above the Origin. Smoother and earlier. Jose, I was thinking about getting a Zero Mercy Solid and using it over my Black Widow 3.0 for first shots. Yeah, if you want more hook, then that's a good option. Then I think it's a pretty decent option. House Hack just joined the Discord. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. This is a pretty good time. We still have a lot of people hanging out right now. So wanted to let you guys know one more time before in this stream that we are hosting the 2025 Bowling Ball Award Show. This is a brand new show made up by me, where we are going to act like the Grammys, the Game Awards, the Emmys, things like that, where we're going to give away awards for winners in different categories of bowling. We're going to have 9 different categories. We have things like best asymmetrical ball, best symmetrical ball, best bang for your buck, best original logo, best colorway, biggest, one of the cooler ones I didn't mention earlier is Hype versus Reality Award. This is going to be a ball that was marketed super highly, but ended up falling flat. A couple other awards. And then finally, the Community Choice Ball of the Year. So we have all of those in a Google form down below in our description and on our link tree. So you can go and vote for what your picks would be for all these different categories. Every single one has a list of nominees except for Ball of the Year. That is an open field. You can put whatever ball from 2025 you want. You put in anything that isn't from 2025, I'm just going to remove it from the list. No big deal. But I really want you guys to vote on that. My goal is to get to 10,000. That's my goal, is 10,000 votes. I think that'd be sick. But we'll see what happens. And hopefully in future years, we can bring on some guests. We can make it a little more like razzle dazzle, a little more high end, things like that. Black tie optional. Oh, I will be wearing a suit and tie because we're going to be doing it on a live stream on December 17th is going to be the award show. It's going to be on this live stream spot. And I'm going to be in suit and tie. So I will be full suit and tie. It will be, we are going to get some pre-show pictures. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to get my interview. I'll interview myself for it because there's no one else here. I mean, I could interview like a neighbor, but they might think I'm a little bit weird for that. Should be great. It's going to be super fun. So I really would like if you guys could share that, tell that to your friends, your family, your significant others, your league teammates, your league managers, whoever you can in the world of bowling, and be appreciated. Slater, that's awesome. Yeah, we will. I dress up a lot on this channel. I don't know why, but I have like 3 suit coats, and I've worn all 3 on this channel at some point. I don't know why, man. Bowling Brady, DNA hate, now level hate? No way, you like the level too? Huh. CVL, who are you wearing? Oh, I should wear, I actually have an old, last year I was Moon Knight for Halloween. So I have like a $50 Amazon suit coat. The thing's disgusting. It's so terrible. It's super thick. It's just awful to wear. I should wear that. Like, this is Amazon brand. No big deal. Oh, it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be great. Joe, interview your friends, league mates, and maybe a few select chatters from your Discord. That would be awesome. It'd be sick. I know if I can find a way to make it like super cool, I will. If I can find a way to have cool edits and things like that. Mado, what is your recommended ball cleaner? Tack Up. Tack Up is my personal favorite. Slater, I left my level at the tat on purpose. Oh, one of my favorite bowler things to do is leave a bowling ball out of like, I hate that ball. I don't want to see it again. That's one of my favorite things to see. You'll see it with pros all the time. I got a ball from years ago. I got a ball from Amleto Monicelli because he bowled a PBA 50 event and I think he did okay, but he was like, basically this ball didn't roll good. So he's like, here you go, kid, have it. He just did not want that. It was, C300 spoiler. Ball was awful for most people. Athena, sent you my arsenal earlier. Thank you for the content. Absolutely, Athena. Thank you for hopping in. And thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. It means an absolute ton when you guys super chat and all that stuff. It's absolutely the best. All right, let's see. Where are we at over on TikTok? Level is goated for me. Wow. It's a love-hate ball. Matthew just went and voted. Awesome. How do we vote? One of one window cleaning. Sick name. How do we vote? It is if you're on TikTok, it's going to be in my link tree. So let me verify before I say that it's actually there. Why do I have so many? Yes, if you go to my TikTok homepage, it'll be linktr.ee/ZVL bowling. Did it save? Yes, 2025 Bowling Ball Award voting is on there. It is live and ready to go. So yes, it's over on my link tree. Just check my descriptions of all my channels. Y'all need to stop acting like the level is the torpedo directed. I know, true. The level's better. I will agree with that. Randy, I want to hear your take. What part of the U.S. produces the best bowlers? If you top 2 answers. The best bowlers from scratch, like from little on, Detroit area. 10 out of 10 Detroit area. In general, Wichita. Because Wichita has Wichita State. A lot of the bowlers there just live there because that's what you do after college. You usually try to live around your college town. So Wichita has the best bowlers around it. But I'd say either Texas or Detroit area has the best bowlers in general. I should say Michigan, make it safe. Texas or Michigan are the 2 best. JR, I loved my 2-inch spoiler. Dude, I had a 4-inch one pinned down. I threw it on every short pattern I could, and I would wax them for like 2 games. That's when I threw it like 100 miles an hour. So I just get on top of the gutter and just chuck that pinned down spoiler, and it never overreacted. Now, did I 710 a lot with that ball? Yes, but that's not the point. Point was, it was my short pattern, just dominator. Loved that thing. Greg, I like my level, but do I replace it with an IQ Tour? IQ Tour is more usable. It's going to be more usable from other parts of the lane. The level's just a little smoother, straighter, best from straighter angles. Kayla, thank you for all the gifts, the Go Popular, the TikTok, the Rose, and the finger hearts. Thank you so much, Kayla. You're always so, just so generous with all the gifts and all that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for everything that you've given to the channel. Appreciate it. Randy, I like that answer. Wichita's a good answer. Yeah, I think those are like the top 3 areas. I like to travel more to see, though. Like, I noticed that when I bowled in Michigan in Grand Rapids for their Memorial Day tournament last year, like, the skill level was insane. You're seeing pros. You're seeing some of the highest level amateurs. It's crazy to see who is all out there. It was awesome. Mitch man, I should have stayed at home. The hockey team is playing the Brunswick Bowl. Is playing like Brunswick Bowl. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. Oh, that's awesome. Yofo, I have an undrilled gem and magic gem. Would an Ion Max not be a good idea? The Ion Max and the gem are very similar bowling balls, so I don't think you need both at all. Mike, I'm buying all the levels for $90 a piece when they hit closeout. The GOAT. I would like to try it. I think it'd be cool. I'm always looking for that like urethane-like bowling ball that isn't urethane but close. I actually bought a second Tank Blitz just for that reason because I love the Tank Blitz with a passion. I think it's a great bowling ball. I actually might bring that this weekend. There we go. That's a good idea. I'm going to bring that this weekend. I think it's a great ball, but I haven't found anything to really replace it yet. The level, I didn't know if it would do it or not. Yeah. Motive Tank or Crown 78 from C Miles. I think we need to wait a little bit. I think we need to wait. We haven't seen almost anything about the Crown 78. Yeah, my option for that ball is to wait. I think we all should wait a little bit, see what people think about it on actual tournament conditions where urethane is used to see what the opinions are. See how it does in a PBA regional or two, see how it does on the national tour, and then decide if we should get that ball or if the Shadow Tank works better. I haven't seen much about the Shadow Tank since release. It seems like it's been okay, but it's all the motive guys can throw when you need to throw urethane. And there aren't many motive guys on the PBA regional tour, so it's kind of hard to tell how good the ball is or if people actually like it. So I'll be curious. Househack, there isn't a good urethane-like ball if you try to use it as urethane, my personal opinion. That's where, like, the Tank Blitz was the GOAT for that. That thing was like, I need to play straighter. I don't want a ball that's as smooth or as early as urethane. What can I use that's not going to be like my massive ASIM solid? It's not going to flare much. The cover is super strong. And that's where the Tank Blitz came into play. That was my Nationals ball last year, and it was awesome. I think there's a lot of good, there were some good options for it, but not really any more, which is kind of sad. All right, let me catch up over here. I've let a couple of comments go on the YouTube side. Houston Burton just got my first ball. Any thoughts on the Phase 2 Pearl? I love my Phase 2 Pearl. I shot 740 with it 2 weeks ago. I'll probably be throwing it again tomorrow night in the league based on how the Discord poll has been going. We are at, oh yeah, Phase 2 Pearl will be thrown tomorrow. It has 54. It has 23% of the votes. It looks like tomorrow I'll be throwing, oh God, a Gremlin, a Tropical Surge Solid, and a Phase 2 Pearl. God, I hope they don't get over under. Ugh, great. Oh, well. For anyone who doesn't know, I let my Discord choose my league balls every week. And that's what they chose. So I'll be throwing it again tomorrow night. And I'm pretty excited for that. The ball's been really good for me. Capania, what are your thoughts on the Super Rally versus the Hyper? Hyper is earlier. Hyper is earlier and a lot smoother. Wayne, the places with the worst weather have the best bowlers. That's true. 100%. If you can't golf, you're going to make good bowlers. That's absolutely true. Mitch, man, I'm literally in the arena watching you during intermission. Plus me and Bowling Phil want to know when you're going to throw the ricochet return. I will throw the ricochet return when it's on sale. I will try it out because I've talked bad about that ball quite a bit. If Graham says it's good, I'm in. That is like, Graham is like the play of like, is that ball good? If Graham Fa loves that Crown 78, I think that is like our litmus test on if the ball's good or not, because he is the perfect example. One hand, high rev lefty who bowls everything and anything on everything. And he loves urethane. He does well with it. If he likes that Crown 78 and truly like throws it a lot, I think then we can call it a winner. If he hates it, I think we can avoid it. I think that's how it's going to go. What's up with the Ion Max Pearl? Oh my God. Holy cow, there's so many. Who caused the Ion Max Pearl rush? No, the Ion Max Pearl is not announced for stateside. I know nothing about it being announced stateside. It's on the USBC approved list. Househack over on TikTok and a couple others think that it is going to be an overseas only bowling ball. So we know nothing about it. Nothing about it at all. Let's see. ADHD. My 2025 YouTube recap basically told me I have a ZVL bowling problem. YouTube needs to mind its own business. Yeah, if I'm in your guys' YouTube recaps, shoot me a note on it on like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like tag me. Tag me in it if I'm in your YouTube recap. I would love to see that, and I will gladly like I'll be sharing it and all that stuff. I'm really curious. I haven't looked at my own yet, my YouTube recap, to see how it looks. I saw a note come up that I got mine. So if I'm in yours, please let me know. That'd be awesome to see. And thank you so much if I'm in your YouTube recap. That's something 3 years ago. If you told me I'd appear in people's YouTube recaps, I would think you're crazy. That's never going to happen. Back when I was getting like 10 views per video on my gaming stuff. But you can still find my gaming channel. Watch my Ganondorf boss battle in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Whew. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Matt, tell me what's going on, man. Got a teammate who's one-handed, no thumb. Balanced. IQ tour is too much for him. I'm going to gift him a high road. Yeah, that's a good play. I think that's a good idea. You might have to go down to a tropical surge, like a solid one then, because there isn't, or a hustle. Honestly, hustle earth might not be bad. Slater, the Carolinas got some hitters. True. Carolinas have some good bowlers. I saw someone, Andy said St. Louis, they need to make a comeback for producing GOAT bowlers. Yeah, St. Louis usually has a pretty good area. It's kind of near the Wichita zone-ish. Texas is good. New York has a couple of great bowlers in it. They have an awesome bowling scene. I don't think much in the California area, but wow. Vegas. That's what I was trying to think of. Las Vegas has some banger bowlers and some crazy tournaments. Words are hard. Let's see. I think we're pretty much caught up. Scuba Chris, I'm tired of seeing new balls by these manufacturers. Haven't bought anything else since I got my blue Ion Pro Solid. We'll need a 14-pound pearl to complement it. Yeah, and that is the way that you guys should buy bowling balls. So this is going to be something I make a video on soon. But basically what it's going to be is there are a lot of bowling balls being released, and that's not going to change anytime soon. The ball companies have realized and have ran the numbers and have figured out that releasing bowling balls once a month basically brings them more revenue than if they release less bowling balls than that. So they just have more stuff. They just have more money coming in. So they're going to keep doing it. They're a business. They're a corporation. Their goal is make more money. That's just what we're going to have. So what should you guys do to not get caught up in the hype of every single new release that comes out? Because every new release, generally by reviewers, by the ball company, by just staffers, they're going to say this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Every single time, and they'll say, you don't need that old one, you need this new one. Now, that is not the case. Ion Pro Solid that you have, absolutely fire, probably will be ball of the year. At least top two, one or number 2 for ball of the year. Outside of that, though, like, try to figure out who is throwing stuff, what is popular, to see what ball you should get. Like, I have a series that I'm making now called Performance Reviews, where we look at bowling balls from the past, like the past year, usually about 6 months ago, to see how is that ball doing? Is it worth picking up? What's the price look like? Is it discontinued? Things like that. So yeah, you have to kind of like sift through all of the garbage, sift through all of the freak out reactions of this is the best ball ever, to try to get the good information. So it's unfortunate. It's putting a lot of burden and stress on you guys when you're trying to purchase a new ball, because if you're trying to buy let's see, what's come out recently? Trying to buy an Intel Recon, but you're going to have people saying, no, the Danger Zone, according to reviewers, is the greatest thing ever made. Well, no, get the Intel Recon. That ball is still really good. We know nothing about the danger zones. We know nothing about new balls. So that is a very important thing to keep track of when you guys are buying your next ball. Don't buy just because it looks cool and all that. Unless you want to. If you have the money for it, go nuts. But if not, make sure to be aware of that. I did see one comment. Is that a cove behind me? Yes, I have a cove right there. Shiny cove. I just put polish on it. I actually really like it with polish on it. I have an Energize right there. I have a Rubicon Extreme there. Wow, this is hard to do when flipped. Equinox, Phase 2 Pearl is right here. Effect Tour is over there. I've got a Physics Tour in 14 pounds that I don't throw. I have my Phase 2 right there. I have an Optimum Idol over there. I see a Track Heat down there. Anything behind me? Things you can't see are a Rockstar a High Road 40, Purple Hammer, Xeno Pearl, a couple other cool balls. So yeah, I got a lot of bowling balls behind me. All right, let's catch up. We are at 7:55, so I'm going to do last call for questions right now. Last call for any questions you guys have. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today so far. Make sure to drop a subscription if you haven't, or a follow if you haven't, before you head out the door. We'll answer a couple more questions. We'll be live for about 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we will call it a night. But let's see what we all have. M. Slater with the perfect comment. The best hooking ball. Yep, that is very common. When I heard that the danger zone, someone called a benchmark, I was like, what? It's a $120 vibe. But no. Let's see. Wayne didn't know a 7, 9, 10 was possible. I got the Zero Mercy Pearl. I grabbed my OG effect, and ZMP was at least 5 to 7 stronger. Yep. Had to loft the gutter, left a pinch high 7, 9, 10. That is called a bad rack. That is such a bad rack. I left a pocket 7, 9. Ooh, that was like a tournament or something. I think I left a pocket 7, 9, and I got the 10 out late. It was crazy. So stupid. Let's see. Capania, there's an Ion Max Pearl. No, there's no Ion Max Pearl yet. It's on the USB-C approved list, and it sounds like it's going to be overseas. So be aware of that. Mitch Man getting an alert for Christmas. That's awesome. Parts Guy, I think a balance of listening to you and attending a ball demo is the best way to pick a ball. Yeah, ball demos are some of the best things if you can attend them. They're really good. Now, you always have to remember what you're bowling on, because generally that'll be whatever the house shot is of the bowling center you're at. So you never know if it's going to be perfect in your center or not. That's always something to keep in mind. The more times you see a ball go down the lane, the better idea you're going to have on it. Billy Jarmus, rate my arsenal. Let's see. What do you got? Harsh Reality, a Cove, a Zen, a Road Warrior, and a White Dot. Yeah, it looks good right now. You have a couple smooth balls, couple shiny ones. I think it's looking awesome, man. It looks really good. Gabriel, what's the difference between the GB4 Pearl and a Crown Victory? Crown Victory is a lot quicker down lane. It's a little weaker, but a heck of a lot sharper. David Garcia, should I add the Hyperdrive? I have the Equinox and Identity, or IQ Tour. Yeah, I think that's a good option. Old Geo, wrong account, but I followed on my private. Awesome. Welcome. Thank you, man. And Geo, thank you for the follow. There it is. Beautiful. And long time no see. Yeah, it's good to see you. The thing that I do to resist the hype is if it's in my list of needs for my arsenal, 9 out of 10, it's not. Yes, and that's where knowing your arsenal and knowing what you have plays a really big part in it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're human, so if it's going to be a fun ball to buy and you're like, I have the money for it, I think it'd be cool to have that ball, go nuts. Go absolutely nuts. Mitch Man, game restarting, gotta go. Hey, thanks for hopping in, Mitch. Appreciate it. Chris, is the danger zone a step down from the phase 2 solid or a step up? It is multiple steps down. The danger zones are basically like a vibe. Think of the bubblegum vibe, the weakest reactive ball in the market. That's where the danger zone sits. So those danger zones are very, very, very weak. Remember that. They are not strong. They are not even medium strength. They are weak, very weak. Greg, I have a Hyperdrive Solid, Hyperdrive Pearl, Identity, Summit Ascent, Summit Peak, and a Level. What I need to fill my void, get rid of, and get. Right now, I think it looks pretty good. You have 3 shiny balls that are pretty close together, but you have pretty good gaps in your solid lineup. So I kind of like what you got right now. I don't like it. David McCall, thoughts on the Sub-Zero Forge? It's fine. It needs to play straighter. It's one of the smoothest bowling balls on the market. It's a big thing to know about it. Geo, right now with Winter, my house hooks more, so my league bag became Lethal, Hyper, and Cobra. There you go. Ray, think of getting an Ion Pro Solid. Ion Pro Solid is one of the best balls on the market right now, by far. Sigmund, what does it mean when a ball is forwarded? I don't know what that means. I've never heard forwarded before. Captain Sidetrack, thanks for filling a need and being as objective as possible. Absolutely, man, of course. Greg, do I need an Equinox Solid? I mean, need and want are 2 different things. It depends on what your arsenal, like where you are. No, I don't think you need one. You have the Hyperdrive to fill that slot. Now, if you want one, it's up to you, but I think need, not really. All right, we'll end it on this one with WN. Can you see what I need in my arsenal? Real Absolute, a Night Road, a Summit Ascent, and a Bite Panic X. Superlock, RCX2. Holy cow, buddy. You got a lot of bowling balls, and a lot of them are overseas, so I don't really know what a lot of them are, unfortunately. I don't know what the Real Absolute is. I don't know what the Bite Panic is. I don't know what the Superlock is. I don't know what the Physics Maestro is. Out of your other bowling balls, it's a lot of balls. It looks like you pretty much got every category covered. Now, I don't know where those overseas ones fit, but with your domestic released ones, yes, I think you have everything covered. I'm guessing the overseas one can fill all the smaller gaps in between them. All right, we'll hit a couple more. Actually, we have a couple more comments. Holy cow, we're getting a lot of comments. Maybe not. Tim Love, my son has a gem as his big ball next to the EX after the Gremlin Phase 2 solid and IQ AI. That sounds awesome. Geo got a Jackal Onyx for a steal. That's huge. Love that. Isaac, is an Ion Pro hybrid good for one-handed rev dominant righties? Yeah, absolutely. It's going to want to play a little straighter, but it's still good. And Omni, should I grab the Phase 2 Pearl and Next Factor? It depends what you have, man. I don't think you need both. I think one or the other. They're a little too close together. All right, Parts Guy, you got a Real Time as your mystery ball. Hope you're not going to be disappointed. I've never thrown a shiny saw. Oh, that thing is really good. That thing is great right now. I mean, someone just shot a 900 with the Real Time, but it was very ignored, very highly ignored. It's a little disappointing there. But can you put a video together when to change surface on a ball? I can. It's kind of on my list. I just don't know how exactly. But we are going to call it there because otherwise we're going to get questions for the rest of the night. God, it's always whenever I say any final questions that we just get peppered. Awesome. But we are going to end up calling it on that. I want to thank you guys so much for hopping in tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Tomorrow, we're going to have a video detailing our bowling ball awards, but make sure to go vote for that. If you haven't, we have a Google form link over on our link tree and all of our descriptions on whatever social media platform you're on. We also have it in our YouTube description for this video and tomorrow's video. I'd really appreciate if you guys go vote on that. I want to try to get to 10,000 votes somehow. No idea how, but I want to get there. It's my little like personal goal. So I'm going to be peppering the hell out of that link. But otherwise, we are going to have a lot of cool videos coming in the next week. Next week's live stream is going to be on Thursday. We are not going to be live on Wednesday. I'll put out a reminder next week. We are going to be live on Thursday night, starting at 6 o'clock is our goal. So I'll have more official things going out on a couple other platforms. My fiance has an awards dinner that night. She's winning a really cool nursing award. So I'm going to be going with her to some crazy mansion or something. It sounds sick. But I'm going to be going to support her. So Thursday, I will be live instead of Wednesday. But with that, that is going to be all for tonight. TikTok, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. TikTok, thank you so much for hanging in. We had awesome numbers tonight. Really appreciate all of you who hung in. I will see you all on the next one, though. And then we have YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. We had a lot of people hanging in on all these platforms, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. You guys have been incredible. Thank you all. You guys are all incredible. Really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have our top 5 series. We have our bowling ball awards. We have a lot of bowling news. We have just so many cool things. So thank you guys so much for supporting. If there's any content recommendations you guys have or ideas for videos that you want to see from me, make sure to give me any comments, DMs, email me, whatever it is. Send me those ideas. I have a running list of ideas that you guys send me and that I think of myself. So if you guys ever have anything, do not hesitate to reach out. The goal of this channel is to help you guys. So if you have anything, please let me know. But otherwise, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next Thursday. See you later.